Ooh, I've got viewers. Nice. Hello. Hello, all the people who are here. How is everyone right now? As it's only been 1 minute, I'm not that worried that there's only 4 people watching at the moment, but oh, 3 people, never mind. So I'm going to be, like it says in the title, I'm going to be watching all of these, but I'm going to do shuffle play just to make it interesting. So let's go right from the beginning. Oh, nice ads. Alright, so we're starting with task 6 from this year. Alright. So in this one, yeah, this was the POW one. Oh, that was fun. So basically you had 5 POWs instead of 3 mushrooms, and you could try and complete BC3 as fast as possible, and then you couldn't use an ultra shortcut, not like what people call the ultra shortcut, which involves cutting the ramps. You couldn't skip key checkpoints, so yeah. Well, hello, people. Yes, I actually am talking. I'm just gonna watch the video all the way through, and then I'll do some analyzing. Yeah, that will show up eventually, though. I have done it before this stream with someone else privately, so I wouldn't have the motivation to actually explain it in full yet. So I'll probably do that one last. So yeah, these were really fun to commentate over, because I had no idea what was coming. They were all very different in terms of their routing and the strats that they used. Yeah, and then I always enjoy when I see the runs that use the start slides, because that's more optimal than how the other people do this. Although, depending on how you actually drive, it may not actually end up saving time, as you can see here. Even though H-Man didn't do a start slide, he was ahead of Hi Bye Hello until this here. Hello, Tunkal Conan. Is that how you say it? I don't know how to say people's names, but hello to all the viewers. I'm glad to have you here. I've been pretty lonely in Twitch. I tried streaming for about an hour and I only got like 1 or 2 viewers, so switched over here and I've already got about twice as many. Oh no, not ads. Ignore that. Can I just like switch tabs while that happens? Because ads are illegal. I'm gonna have to mark this as having paid promotion every time an ad shows up. Yeah. It's really annoying. Is it over? Skip ads. Alright. So 5th place. So not a single quick hop in this run, I think. Maybe this one here? Nope. Not a single quick hop in this run. Oh yes, here's my run. Is MG No Ultra being worked on? No, it is not. Well, hello, Jack. Welcome to the stream. You've caught me when I'm actually going to start talking, so I can't really talk to you at the moment. So here, this is my run. I'm going to put this to HD because it's really not HD at the moment. I'll put it in 1440 and then set the speed to like 0.4 because I think 0.25 is a bit slow, but then 0.5 is a bit fast. So 0.4 is a good balance of the two. I'll also turn off my volume because it's not really nice. So my run here, I'm gonna actually go back to task 1 at the beginning of the whole competition itself because I figured that would be best to do it in chronological order, but seeing as this is the first one that showed up, I'll just explain this. So what I decided to do, I did a lot of testing for this. I didn't test the best things because I could only do it in a restricted amount of time. As opposed to other people in the competition, since I run it, I don't want to give myself as much time because I feel that's unfair because I already know the tasks beforehand. A few of the task creators do as well, but I know a little more as well. So I did a lot of work on figuring out which would be the best strats to use. I didn't find the best strats, but I found quite good ones. So I found, hey, if you cut this turn here, that's going to help. I also found that if you hop like a frame or two before using the feather pow, then you get shot up a little more. And I used that multiple times in the run. Just like the BKT strat, I do the streamless clip here. I didn't do it as well as I'd liked. Because if you do a spin drift, you don't keep your momentum going in the direction you want to, you end up moving almost horizontally, which loses the speed you're using. So C dash is already well ahead. And right there you can see I do a hop and then use the feather power that gets me both turning to the side and also getting a bit of height. I then use my last one here, which may or may not be optimal, but was definitely interesting. I liked that strat, so I ended up using it. I spent a lot of time on this section here. So the way the ruling was decided, if you dropped to like 50-ish speed when you hit that and the boost flames come out of your bike when you touch it, then it counts as touching it. But if you do neither, even though it may look like you're touching it, it doesn't count as touching it. So there I didn't come anywhere near, but I do a bounce off of this to get onto that side of the wall, because you had to touch 0 ramps. You couldn't touch any of these ramps. This is going to take forever. Yeah, definitely will. But I have multiple hours, so I'm going to use those, use the time wisely. So here, if you watch, oh yeah, I actually charged my mushroom, my mini turbo, and turned the other direction. So right here, if I pause it on the right frame, it looks like I'm touching it, but flames do not come out of, so those flames are from the mini turbo boost, it's not from anything else, but normally flames would come out of your bike when you touch it. I compared against some in-game stats and it doesn't, but this ended up being optimal for me, and it ended up very slightly behind Dash because he did a slightly better thing. Do I use physics? It's sort of guess and check, but you definitely have to have knowledge of the game. You can't just do random things and hope they work. The more you task, the better you get at knowing what things you need to use. So we actually have a lot of stuff displayed on screen. I'll see if I can get a screenshot of what it looks like. Shout out Mr. Taylor. Oh yeah, so my physics teacher really likes physics. So before I continue, I'd like to invite someone onto the stream. Are you all ready for the surprise? Oh my god. Okay then. But thank you for the $2. That is my very first donation ever. Right, so I'd like to welcome the one and only Jello Puff to the stream. So, Jello Puff, would you like to talk and say hello to the stream?
Oh, are you okay? Yes, hello. I need to pull up your stream.
Okay, I'm on YouTube, by the way.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, I
'Cause
switched
your
platforms.
Twitch thing go out, and I'm like, oh, did he stop streaming?
Yes, I did. So I'm currently watching Task 6. I don't know if the people can hear you properly. Can everyone hear Jello Puff, by the way? I just want to know for sure if it's working. Okay, they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Paul Smith says yep. I don't know if that's...
I'm gonna turn down my volume so that like you don't overpower me.
Wait, what?
I'm just meaning your voice is very loud in comparison to my own. I'm gonna go
You can make it
back.
louder.
No. I know you can. All right. So continuing past here, I then I did a soft drift, which is very similar to how the BKT does it, except just not as quick. And then the ending isn't as good because I didn't spend much time on the end. And I can just skim through that. Just a wheelie last turn. Jello is not French. He is from the United States. Would you like to reveal what state you were in, though? I'm not going to do that myself. Hello, Jellopuff?
Yeah.
Okay, hi.
Yo.
We are going
sorry,
to.
I was. Jesus.
We are going to go back to task. We're going to go back to task 1, which was won by Jellopuff. So hopefully,
task 1,
yes,
2020.
Yes, the first task.
No, I'm not French. What gave you that idea?
I don't know. Task 1, 2020. So this was right after New Year's Day. I had said, "Hello world, this is a new idea. Who wants to do it?" And everyone said, "Nobody."
Oh, that's fun.
And so the task was you had to complete a lap of GCN Waluigi Stadium on Waluigi on the spear, doing a lot of random restrictions.
Oh my god. Okay, for this one, I believe you had to hit one boost panel.
I think it's in the description. Like I'll read it. It's in the description. So, using Waluigi on the spear, complete lap 1 as fast as possible. You can't trick on the first bump. You have to touch the top of 3 bumps in the next area. You can only touch one of the boost panels on the next ramp. You must come into contact with any vertical surface on one of the Mecha Piranha plants.
That was such a controversial.
And that caused some things. God. Yeah, because people couldn't figure out what I meant by vertical.
Couldn't tell if you actually had to like clip the back side of the pipe, if you had to run into the front of it, or if you could just drive on top of where the wall should be and just like go through it in one frame.
So I'm gonna watch through the whole thing, and then we're gonna take a look at Jello's submission and just talk about it. So we'll just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
I have been doing MKW TAS. To Paul Smith, he asked. I've been doing it since 2018, I think March of 2018. But my first real completed BKT run was with Thomas in December of 2018 on Maple Trueway Glitch Flap. It was like 20.4, and now it is over 2 seconds obsolete.
Yeah, you guys improved that so much. My first TAS technically was made in 2017, but I didn't really start Mario Kart Wii YouTubing until July of 2018. Then my first BKT was in March of 2019. And then my second BKT was with Jellopuff, so we've been good friends since then.
Oh, was that Luigi Circuit?
Yeah, that was Luigi Circuit. That was a cool run.
Okay. And now that's also technically obsolete because there's a new strat. Yeah, we haven't done it yet.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that really because it's just, where are we going to use that extra mushroom?
I want to get around to it at some point, but I need to freaking stop being on hiatus.
It's up to you. Like I haven't tasked Mario Kart Wii in about like 3 weeks because I've been focusing a lot on Super Mario 64 stuff. Which originally, I've been
doing a lot of Tetris stuff just because I've been enjoying it.
That's what I started the stream doing, and then I realized nobody's gonna want to watch that, so I switched back to Mario Kart Wii stuff.
Yeah, you gotta know your audience, dude.
It did take me 3 tries to actually get an audience up and running because I was stuck on 1 or 2 viewers for a long time.
You probably saw this like 30 seconds ago, but notice how EJ actually collided with the wall and lost like 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
When he saw this video, he was like, "Dude, what? You don't have to just run into the wall and like actually lose time because of it. Yeah. What kind of BS is that?"
Oh, by the way, this competitor Thanos, that's actually one of my IRL friends. I had him over at my house, and I told him, "Hey, you should join this competition." And so I told him what to do. He did the run himself. and then he submitted it, and he got third, which was awesome.
So, in other words, he got one of his friends to participate to try to hype it up and to try to actually make it so that it wouldn't be a complete failure of a project.
Yeah, because like I knew it wasn't doing well, and I needed some way to make sure that it had someone, and this was good. I was proud when he got like the last turn strat, like with the rapid fire hops and stuff, which was cool. I've never actually explained, but the reason Estolo's video is so much lower quality than everyone else's and has no audio is because back then we didn't have this website called ttrec.com, which allows us to like put ghosts into our save files. And so I wasn't able to download Estolo's submission, so I wasn't able to record it myself. So
why?
The only footage of it was a video with no audio and this quality, so I just spliced that in.
And you didn't have the arcade
system? No, it was on a Japanese arcade system, so I couldn't.
That wouldn't be compatible with the.
It was before the code was a thing as well.
Oh, okay.
So right here, this is Jellypuff's run. So I'm gonna watch it in full, and we're gonna talk about things that could be improved.
I have like 10 seconds of delay, or like 5 seconds or something.
Yeah, I know.
We should look at which one was it? Task. I don't think it was Task. It was the DK Summit without using any boost, or not without any.
That's the next one. That's the one after this. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So, that's 3.
The reason you won by such a substantial amount is the strats here, actually.
Yeah,
You went over the top with rapid fire.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but I mean, I guess it worked.
Right, so let's go back to the start and set it back to good old.
My rapid fire was absolutely terrible, but it worked. I made this in a crunch.
So, doing the spin drift there, that's pretty optimal because you want to get 2 mini turbos on this turn. So the way Jellypuff did it is like a frame from optimal. So amazing work on being able to do that in 2 weeks. Then here, it's faster to just get a stick and start another drift instead of doing a spin drift there. There are a few new strats that we're working on for this turn here, but other than that, the rest of the run is pretty optimal. Especially that strat there, that's very precise. Like not touching the boost panel itself and going around it and maintaining the momentum here to be able to take this turn tight without slowing down heaps. And then
this took a while to do without hitting the wall.
Yeah.
And also
getting the stick here. Yeah. The fast transition sucks. Keep talking.
Something that you may not know about the super grind is that whenever you come out of it, there's a lot of times where you'll just have no like actual vehicle speed, because the thing is, while your XYZ speed in a super grind is really high, that doesn't necessarily translate to the vehicle speed. So sometimes you'll come out of a super grind and just have like absolute trash speed. That's actually why on Luigi Circuit super grind we eject out of it and then perform a trick, because that boost allows us to get back our speed when we normally couldn't.
Yeah. So
it was difficult for me to eject with that and still keep speed. But
yeah, so I didn't have a spinometer code back then, so I think this is one of the ones where so you wheelied way later than your boost ran out, so you would have been at like 88 or 92. So it's still not max wheelie speed, so there would have been some acceleration going on there.
Yeah, but at the same time, since there's like still deceleration, I might have had a little bit of leeway there.
Yeah,
I forget exactly what happened, but it was not as low as it could have been, because I remember it at some points dropped much lower.
Yeah, it can definitely, like, that's something that was also improved. Also here, it's been found that what Estoloy did, like doing the turn skip streamless, that's faster, and then using a mushroom later on. But there's a lot of different strats you can use on this bit here. It's really crazy.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't do that is because I did not have the time to like hit the wall and then also like.
Oh, that's incredibly difficult. Yeah.
I did not have the time to care.
Yeah, with different rulings, it's possible to do the transcript streamless much easier. And that's what we've decided. We've just switched the rules to fit what the submissions ended up being. Your landing strat here, this is really difficult to not just get sent super far to the right.
With the rapid fire hop downwards?
Yeah. Because a lot of the times you just get you get sent all the way over here.
I assume your cursor is gonna move.
Yeah, well. And you just got really lucky because you used your mushroom super late, and so you got a way higher trick, and that allowed you to do the rapid fire better. If you do it streamless, you can't do that as well. So yeah. And then this trick here, you can just set up a really good, you can do that a lower trick here, and you can start the rapid fire hop later on this second bump, which would allow you to still get a low trick because you can hold the rapid fire hop way longer here since the slope isn't as far down. And then, of course, you can use a mushroom earlier here if you do the turn skip streamless. And that keeps you in a boost for longer.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you can do the stick on this last turn quite easily if you go wide with the spear.
Which you basically have to because its drift is terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the first ever winning submission of TAS Comp. Let's move on to Task 3. This is where things got really fun.
Before you play my submission to that one, I want to give the background, but go through like everything except
totally.
Because this was an interesting scenario.
This is a one of a time scenario that hasn't happened since. It was.
Shoot! Tool built to make your marketing analytics easy. Hell yeah.
Okay, so the reason why there's no text saying what placing and what competitor there is because during editing, also nice failed startup boost, Fox. During editing, During editing, I forgot to.
Didn't even use the code. Wow.
That super grind wasn't even a super grind. It was useless. So, yeah. During editing, I forgot to put the text back on because I had done a few things. I had accidentally put Jellipuff's first place in last place as well. And then I had to switch the text. I switched the text back over, and it didn't stay on, and so there was no text for first and last place. But this was Fox Amexian, who I don't think plays RTA anymore. I don't know. Then of course,
why isn't there a task 2?
Why is there no task 2? Okay.
I'll let you explain that.
I'll explain that when we get to the end of the year. Because that's when I release the thing. Because it works chronologically if I do that. EJ's run is actually probably the most optimized of all these submissions. He just used Dry Browser, which was a huge time loss, and also didn't do the streamless turn skip properly. But yeah.
I definitely didn't do it properly either, but I mean, I still...
You had strats.
But yeah, I did things really...
This was also the start of the saga of Mart using automatic.
Yeah. That's true.
If you just look at any of the recent things, he's always done that.
If Marth and I are in optimization battle, he's gonna win every time. But like,
yeah, Marth is the best TASer in the community for almost any scenario. So the fact that he uses auto and still plays this so well is amazing.
Extremely talented guy. You guys should go subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Yeah, that's the shortcut, by the way. These kinds of things are the kinds of things that I put in the montage at the end of the 2020 video.
I love that auto hop shortcut.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got that like weird like momentum thing to the left.
Oh yeah. I don't know how that works. Sometimes it's like a wall trick, but it was automatic. And then no text for Jellipuff's first place run. I edited it back on. Okay. But yeah, so before I start it, so tell the story. Here's what happened in the behind the scenes.
So on the day that the final day of submissions, there was basically the night before I had made a run and I had completely overlooked the fact that in the rules it says that you aren't allowed to use any mushrooms. I had used all 3 of mine, so I had to completely redo my run the next day, and I had school that day. It was a Friday, or no, it was a Thursday, I think. Oh wait, was that Friday or? Oh shoot, I forget.
It's Friday. It was Friday. And the deadlines were about 3 hours earlier back then, so you couldn't just do it at night.
It was. I had to. It was a Friday, and I had like a thing to go to. I was going on like a road trip or something like that. I was just going on a trip to the state next to mine. And the problem is that getting there requires like a 3-hour drive or more. And I left with there being only like 2 hours remaining in the task submissions. So I actually created this run on the car ride to my destination.
Shoutouts to vehicles and laptops.
I had finished my run before the submissions were over, but could not submit it because I had no access to internet. Then I got to my location where I finally had internet, and it was about an hour after like the submissions had been called. I showed the run to everyone, and they were like, "Oh my god!" So this is what the run looks like, and you might understand why the one exception for like a time being accepted after the fact, like after the submissions were already called, why that was broken in this one case. Because well, one, it was a winning submission, but 2, it was like a very high effort thing.
Yep. And if Marth had won with automatic, that would have completely changed a lot of things. But here's Jillapuff's winning submission for task 3. Great quality, by the way.
It's still paused on my end.
But yeah, that first of all, that zipper strat, and then more rapid fire hops, and then doing that shortcut with manual.
I really like my ramp fire hop strat.
And then this.
I don't know why I opted to go for that, but it's funny.
How did you think of doing that?
It's
shortcut.
Because I had worked. The reason I thought of that is because there was a similar strat that was in production during the creation of the DK Summit task for GDQ.
Right.
RS did something similar.
Okay.
So I decided to just do that, but instead of wheeling off of it, just doing a hop. And
right.
That allowed me to get a hop to the right.
Okay.
And I had just enough drift to avoid going into the chasm.
Yeah. All right. So this next task was month-long, and it was the very first collaborated task. So back in 2020, collab tasks happened every 4 tasks. Now they happen every 5 because I like having them at the end of the set because we do them in sets and the points add up based on sets. You get trophies and stuff. That all happens behind the scenes. You don't ever see them. On 8? We're currently on 9, actually.
Okay. Yeah, shoot, I'm not gonna win this set.
I'm not competing in this one. Yeah, I'm not either. I
want to participate in this one because this one seems really cool.
Yeah. By the way, if any of you guys watching want to join the task competition, just join the Discord link in any of these videos' descriptions. People will be in there helping you out, learning how to task. There's a huge community that's just willing to help people. It's really awesome. You should just try it out in any free time you have. It's a great thing to do, tasking. Anyway, so this task was like the most free task in existence. You could have any character, any vehicle, any lap, any track, and you had to finish a lap as fast as possible, do 4 slip drifts in a row. So this was slip drifts, not chain drifts, which are different things, by the way. You also had to do 60 frames of rapid fire hops and 3 tricks. So that limited the tracks you could do it on, but it made it interesting. And so the obvious thing is just do it on a track with an ultra shortcut, find a rapid fire hot spot, do 3 tricks, get some random airtime, do those drifts, and then finish the lap. And both submissions, both teams picked Grumble Volcano. And they were very close times as well. 2 completely different strats as well.
Oh, I can't wait to get to have you already gone through all the 2021 tasks?
No, I haven't.
Okay, have you gone through the Grumble Volcano with the outside drifting sphere?
No, I have not.
Yeah, that one's fun.
Yeah, because
we'll get to that later.
especially since I kind of did beat the ending.
Well, I mean, whatever.
That was
I'll
just a
just say right
joke.
now that run that I'm speaking of has the shortest time difference between first and second place in the history of the competition, and I think it's funny.
That is true.
I
I'm just
saw
gonna.
that time, I was completely shook.
Oh yeah. Hang on, I just gotta do something real quick.
All right, I'll entertain the viewers. So, how are you guys doing? Have you had a good are are you guys currently like in the middle of a break right now? Like, has summer just started for you, or do you guys still have stuff to do?
Oh,
Because
all right. So this
oh
is
man,
first place in task 4. If we don't move
back,
quickly, then we won't be able to watch all of them. So this was mainly made by EJ, but obviously Jellypuff helped out.
No, he just put my name in there because no, yeah,
But
obviously.
that hasn't got really much to talk about. Just basically flap strats with other stuff happening. It was a pretty bland task that people just wanted more time to work on because nobody had submitted after the first 2 weeks. So this task was the first and I think only points based task. So there were like 5 tracks to choose from, and only 2 of them ended up being used. You had a certain amount of points if you got a trick, if you got a wall clip, and if you used rapid fire hops. So people just did random combinations. The winning submissions ended up just doing the strat of go to a rapid fire hop spot where you can hold it infinitely, and then do that for as long as possible. Yeah, and then there was the other option of just do random combinations of wall clips, tricks, and rapid fire hops, and hope you can do well. And as you can see in last place, they were doing that alternate strategy, but not doing it as well. He ended up getting, I think, a few hundred points, and then the winning submissions got a few thousand. So, yeah, this is Jellypuff's run. He started off doing flap entry, but then instead of going straight to the cannon, did some rapid fire hops.
I thought about doing that, but it was like, surely nobody else is going to do that. That's too high effort. And little did I know that Snoop is all high effort. So
yeah. And then
my super grind bounced into the cannon though.
Yeah, that is kind of cool. The difference between yours and Snoop's runs is you didn't hold your super grind at the finish line, so you wasted time getting to the end, and that's the only reason you lost. The exit of your super grind was great.
Points, not gonna lie, because look at like when my super grind runs out, look at the strat that I use. It's super cool.
Yep.
I like do a 180 and then like land on the super.
Yeah. And then, yeah, you had to do it under a minute as well. And then Marth managed to beat Jellypuff using the alternate strategy of do combinations of rapid fire hops and wall clips. And most of these kinds of wall clips were really impressive to watch. So they got featured in the compilation at the end of the year.
He just did like 3 clips in that one spot.
Yeah. This was also, I think, a month and a half after I found the DKGP Super Grind. So that gave us the idea to actually include it as a track option. Also,
I think Marth is undisputed king of DKGP.
back then, we what was it called? It was only me and Esterly as task created, so they weren't as good and well thought out tasks back then.
He just did a super grind for like a third of the lap.
Yeah.
Just like a third of the lap straight.
And then the winning submission was Snoop on Rosalina, of course. Doing the flap strat, getting to the infinite rapid fire hop spot as fast as possible, and then, yeah. Also, hello, Customize. I know exactly who you are. I'm not gonna say your name. But yeah, I'm sure you haven't heard my voice in a long time. No,
say it now.
It's an old IRL friend. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, hello, person. I'm an online friend, which makes me superior. I don't know why he's friends with me, to be honest. I'm an actual idiot. But yeah, so Snoop was smart and decided to actually, like, be at the finish line so we didn't have to waste a bunch of time driving to the end.
Yeah.
It's not really as stylish, but it's more effective.
I would be interested in seeing, like, if it's faster to do what you did at the cannon and then do a combination of that with what Snoop did. But yeah, that's task 5. If we go to task 6, this is a pretty substantially it's a pretty substantial task, as 1, it's the most popular one, and 2, it's also Campbell Mop's first ever TAS, like ever. And so if you look at the comments, you will see, everyone keep in mind this was my first TAS, okay? And then all the comments, you did pretty amazing for a first TAS ever. Who knew you'd end up being Jello? Yes, this is posted before the video itself. That was a very good first TAS. Look where you are now, look where you are now, look where you are now, look where you are now. Guys, I think he needs to look where he is now. Look where you are now. Oh my god, XDDDDDDDDD. And this is the video.
You guys still know there's like a rivalry between me and Campbell because we both, okay, so out of all the states in the United States, of all of them, Mississippi, as far as I know, is the only one to actually have 2 Mario Kart Wii TASers that are like substantial in it. And those are both Campbell and I.
Yep.
And so we had this on running gag of who's the best TASer in Mississippi, and more importantly, who's the second best TASer in Mississippi.
Oh,
and
yeah, just to point out,
it's always based off of the most recent task results.
Yeah. Just to point out, I only featured this super grind because I thought it would be funny if people watched it, went, "Oh my god, he's holding a super grind into the lap," and then it just doesn't.
I tried.
I tried as well after, and I was like, "Nah, 180 rule isn't gonna allow it."
Yeah.
I'm not gonna explain what that is.
It did do some cool momentum stuff, regardless.
Yeah. Like that gem trick was pretty cool. And then this here.
Yeah, I feel like some of the things I could have done better. Like, I mean, obviously I could have done better, like, because I'm.
This was just you had poor strat choice. That's all.
Yeah, it's just that like I didn't put that much time into strat consideration because I didn't really think anyone was gonna go as crazy as like people actually did.
Yeah. This was like a huge time difference between last and first. So Campbell got 31 seconds. First ended up with 23 seconds.
Really? Jesus.
And when you first found, because I posted the results, because this was back when we posted the results before the video came out, and they weren't streamed, so it was just the video was the only way you could actually watch the runs. And so I posted the results, and Jello was like, "Can you make the video ASAP? I want to see how Charlie managed to beat me by 6 seconds."
I don't remember doing that, but
that's this is how. So he decided, of course, because he's a taffer, he'd just do a wall clip.
Wall clips, yeah. The absolute legend, dude. I can't wait for the explanation of the next task. The next task was actually really fun, and I don't know why, but like,
oh
it
yeah,
seem like
it doesn't seem that so the next task that we're gonna go over, so task 7. This was the task with the most submissions ever for 3/4 of a year. So it had 8 submissions, one of which was DQ, but you had to use automatic, and you couldn't touch any boost panels, and you couldn't trick. And if you used manual, you had to. Oh wait, no, you couldn't use manual. That was a different task. I recorded it with infinite mushrooms though, so if someone had decided to use a 4th mushroom, it would have desynced. And that was a few comments on that. But it actually ended up with a lot of really cool strats, and Jello won by a good margin because of optimization.
Astoy definitely came close though.
Oh yeah.
Like I had I had a good
Also,
challenger.
adding on, so task 6 was Campbell's first task entry. This was Wade's first task entry. So those two are pretty common in all of the current tasks. And they.
What was the last task I did so far? Like task 5, 2021?
What do you mean? You?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Which we'll go over that.
I'm definitely gonna. Yeah.
That was
a treat.
That's the only task that has had two extremely high level submissions. There's always usually only been one, but that was the only one that's actually had two.
Well, this one actually had this one also had some pretty good submissions.
Yeah, but I'm just meaning like, if you know that spreadsheet I made with like the grading I did, just like the BKT sheet, the grading I did based on like how optimized the TASs are, but for all the task comp submissions.
Oh, I don't actually.
Oh, okay.
You have to give me that. I'm a moderator and I don't even know about this. Jesus
okay,
Christ.
just go into the announcements channel and there's a server dedicated to optimizing the past task.
It's because I never joined that. Okay.
Yeah, so if you join that and go to the like welcome resources channel, then it's got a spreadsheet that shows like all the judgments based on how optimized the submissions were, and the only task with two almost fully optimized submissions was task 5 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was back when we started a lot of tasks. We did them on lap 2. If you ever want to know why we do them on lap 1, it's because first of all, doing things on lap 2, there are either cycles or a huge arbitrary number of places you can start the lap in. Plus, we can't do the really cool ghost comparisons with lap 2 runs because people start the lap at different times.
Yeah,
and that's pretty crucial.
Because another thing is that a lot of the times using lap 2 or 3 starts means that means that there's a capability of there being a super grind.
Oh yeah,
and the
that
thing
too.
is, super grinds aren't a very beginner friendly strat, and they break this competition if you can use them.
Yeah, so and that was a big controversy with the reason TAS 2 got cancelled, is because I didn't want super grinds to be allowed, but then Jello realized, hey, what if I just stop the super grind right as the lap starts?
Yeah.
And then I complained in the middle of the task. They were like, hey, that makes it unfun, and then I cancelled the task. And then we came back with task 3, and then Jello destroyed it.
Well, I mean, I was also like saying that. Wait, were we saying that I was the one that said that this isn't fun if you don't do that, or are you saying?
Oh no, I'm just saying in general. Like people were saying, it's not fun if you don't allow cool strats like that, and that's totally true. I've actually every criticism I've received since the very beginning, I've always kept in mind for any task creation. Like if there was if I just gave it to someone else and said, okay, you guys run this, you run the competition for a month, see how it goes, it would not go as well because they don't have like the really long experience that I've put like a lot of effort into this.
True. I like how Astoy actually used a wall clip instead of an auto bounce.
I think that's faster.
That did that.
That's definitely the one thing that Astoy did that's faster than yours. The only reason you won is because you spent so much time optimizing it.
Yeah, and I also had a really cool strat.
Oh yeah. Astoy, I think Astoy tried to do that but couldn't get it.
What a shame.
Because it is really cool. It's this one here, yeah.
What is this? Like
the bridge.
MKE task. The MKE task podcast.
This is close enough. I'm probably gonna be doing this for like another hour and a half as well.
Yeah, I got nothing to do tomorrow. We're good.
And yeah, so that's Jellipuff's winning submission. So, moving on. So, task 8. This is... Why is it going to task 17? I don't want it to be shuffled. That's why. So, task 8 was the first...
talking to me, Maxine.
Task 8 is one of the 3 tasks in 2020 that was repeated in Task 1, 2021. So this was one of the like most fun tasks to judge ever, just because of how varied the runs were. So basically, you had all the tracks to choose from, and you had to pick a track that had 4 ramps or more, I think, and they had to trick off all 4 of the ramps, or all of the ramps in the track. So every trickable surface you had to trick off of. So say you picked DK Summit, you would have to trick off every single one of the bumps. So you picked Bowser's Castle, you'd have to wait for each individual geyser to come up and trick off all of them. But like,
oh my god, you say geyser? Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Yes, geyser, same thing.
It's like Xenoblade.
What do you mean? That is how you say it.
Well, I mean, that's not how you say it over here. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Anyway. But the tracks that people ended up picking, the tracks that people ended up picking here, I think 5 ramps, not 4. Yeah, it may have been. I don't remember. If you can look at the description, it will be here. I won't skip that. Yeah, because Mitch actually was the only person who chose Warriors Goldmine that did the beam bounce strat, which was quite cool.
Nice.
I'll skip that because the ending is really
I don't think Kiri is reading chat because he currently has other videos open, and
5
if he were to
it was 5
a different video, then it would also show on the stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm reading the chat. I'm reading the chat. I have my phone open beside me. This was also H-Man's first submission. This is where I met H-Man. He's the creator of the track we're using for Task 9.
Yeah, the current task. Which
also Billy Noodles as well. Those two did an amazing job making the track exactly how I wanted it to be.
I forgot those even existed.
What do you mean? Oh, Wii Mini, right. Search up on YouTube. Search up on YouTube how to do it. I don't think you can have it on Wii Mini. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because I don't
definitely do some research.
Like, there may be a way if you have like access to like. I don't know actually.
So yeah,
really don't.
For this task, you weren't only limited to Warriors Goldmine. You were limited to any track that had at least 5 checkable surfaces. So
yeah,
the top 2 people chose Warriors. Top 2 people chose Mario Raceway because it has this shortcut.
Yeah.
And this is what Jellypuff was just talking about with Super Grinds. You can hold them into the lap.
Yeah,
and have as much speed as you want. And this was before this was before Marth found this was right after Marth found the one true Mario Raceway thing, so people didn't know how to do it.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, it can't have been because Mario Raceway TAS was made in 2019. But hey, Jello, you know what this means.
That this is not an optimized path?
Yes.
I don't give a damn.
I'm just happy that when we returned back to this task, I was able to beat Jellypuff, who won the original one.
Yeah.
That was a good call when you just found out.
Customized. Do you remember that flag that Curio made back in?
Oh my god! No, he probably does. Hey, yeah. So remember, because he went to that school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he posted that in the task, like higher ups, and like so, like 4 people know about like what he looked like at age 13 or some crap.
It wasn't 13. It was 11 or 10.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So now moving on to task 9. This is a pretty big one because this is the first time I ever competed. Because this is when I changed the rules. I was like, okay, as long as I'm not doing anything that makes it unfair for me to compete, it should be fine if I compete. Like, I'm not looking at any of the runs beforehand, and as soon as I finish, I can start timing. Blah blah blah. So This was my first submission. I got last.
Yeah.
And yeah. But this task was actually specifically made because someone made a bad TAS and we were making a joke about it. So what we did was, poor Duck, yeah. So you couldn't perform any rapid fire hops. You couldn't perform any chain drifts at the spiral. You could only get drop chains. You could, you had to hold a drift until 5 frames after the sparks were charged. So like you had to do an RTA style mini turbo. You had to wait for at least 6 frames before wheeling after releasing a mini turbo, and you couldn't use any soft joystick inputs. So that made it for people who use controller. They're like, nah, I'm not gonna compete because
I used controller for this one.
I know.
I was just really careful with it,
and because it was memeing on someone named Duck, we said you have to use the Quacker. See you, Maxime. Thanks for coming. This stream's pretty fun, and you've been chatting a lot, so
you'll receive your complimentary cookie at the door.
And this was the first task, as Jellopuff mentioned earlier, that Campbell beat Jellopuff. So Campbell was the temporary best tasser in Mississippi.
Shut up.
But I think this is the first task that they actually mentioned it, because Campbell likes making a big deal about being better than Jellopuff.
Well, I like making a big deal about like how like.
Oh, but it only happened after he started doing it.
Yeah.
Because it was around this time.
I just think it's funny that of all the states to have 2 Mario Kart retassers, it's like a very niche like hobby. It's Mississippi that has 2.
Oh yeah, and about this bit here, when Jellopuff did a hop, it was very minor, but it technically broke the rules. But since there were like already 4 disqualifications, I just didn't. I didn't do anything about it. I let it slide.
Rapid fire hop. I had no reason to jump there.
Yeah. Hey Jello, look at the chat. Look what he said. Guess what school he's talking about? What have I been doing since Clarkville?
Oh my gosh! Wasn't that on the flag that you?
Yeah, that's what school it was.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things. High schools.
Everyone is referring to you by your real name. This isn't okay.
No, I've got a lot of IRL friends in the chat right now. Hey Jack, you still there? He's probably not.
And there's Charlie, who's like me.
Yeah.
The duality of the Curio 04 man.
Yes, I have 2 lives.
Everyone's like that, customized. Everyone's like more chill when they get older.
Oh, no worries about that. That happens. When you're younger, that's the whole point of the word. The word immature. That's what it comes from. Okay, so this task is the first one to have a side video allocated to it, like from someone who competed in it. So the challenge was created by Jellopuff and won by Jellopuff. He said, what would happen if we set up lap 4 when you end the race and try and stay in the air as long as possible? Shout out to Pan and Koic coming up with the original Super Mario 64 version of that. But this was super fun. This was the first time I tried optimizing, so I was like, hey, what would happen if I actually tried? Because the previous task I didn't really try. So I didn't know what it was like.
Look at the one that Wade made.
Oh, Wade made it 474 time as well.
Really?
Yeah. And then
I didn't know that. That's really funny.
Here's mine. I really liked that RFH ejection, so I kept it in. And then I managed to go over the top of the wall, which is why my time is so much faster. Sorry, so much slower. Because you had to stay in the air as long as possible, so I stayed in the air longer because I fell down. And then Jellopuff just does this.
Yeah, so I figured, well, you know, if you just don't fall through the damn post, then why not just stay in the air for like 20 seconds?
It even switches to the next screen Whoa, you're still on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's just like holding his mouth open the whole time. It's just like a
yeah. This task here didn't have many submissions. This task was actually thought up by Cobalt Yoshi. Shoutouts to him. He's a cool task creator. He comes in every so often. So the idea was, for every frame you're in the air, your time gets subtracted by 1 frame.
So, this one.
So Wade did the normal approach, just tried to be in the air and also go fast. But the thing is, going fast wasn't the best option. You wanted to be in the air as much as possible. What people underestimated...
With every frame that you're going forward and in the air, you basically subtract that frame.
So people underestimated the fact that if you're in the air for a frame, it doesn't lose 1 frame of time. So the smart thing is to just be in the air as long as possible, full stop. And that's exactly what you did.
Well, so we can't hop to get airtime because that was against the rules. So let's just get rid of hops entirely by using automatic. And so I just did auto hops everywhere.
Yeah.
This was great.
This is just one of those where I couldn't even show the whole run in the compilation because the whole run is the run. It's the whole run's one strat. So I had to just use clips because I did have to do that for some of them, like task 5, task 10, task 11.
I totally didn't have to do that, but whatever.
It actually helped because you got more airtime, and then of course you just do this on the bridge. Okay, so task 12. This is something I'll talk about when I get to it, but I won't mention it yet. So 3rd place. This is the reason EJ doesn't submit often is because of this one run. Because he wants to have time to make a good submission, otherwise this would happen. What you're watching is something he made 100% speed, safe dates, and 5 minutes of tassing.
Don't even get me started with this task, dude.
So this was the first task that Jellypuff did not submit to, and it actually caused him to not submit to essentially every task left in the year. But he still managed to win the whole year.
Well, I submitted to a few of them in between.
Like, yeah, you submitted to 16 with me, and then you also submitted to, I think, one other. But that was about it.
Something like that.
But,
and now I'm on a similar track where I submitted to
notice
5.
There's still another lap left. So the problem with this task, there was a huge reason. So this was Citronitis' idea. He said, what if we make it a 2-lap task? So on the first lap, you have to do stuff with the dock section and stuff with the bridge. On the second lap, you have to do different stuff with the dock section and different stuff with the bridge. The problem with that is it's a 2-lap cycle-based flap, which is the worst possible thing you can ask for in a task competition. But since this is Delfino Square, you know what that means. Delfino Square has something that Mario Raceway has something that Luigi Circuit has, it has something that Moo Moo Meadows has as well. It has a super grind. And so what Wade does is
yeah, this just had yikes written all over it. Like, it's not beginner friendly at all. Good to know. Can you rename yourself to Math is Fun in the task card, Curio? Thank you for this information, Customize. I will use it.
No. That was my game. That was my Game Center account, by the way. It was Math is Fun. So Wade did a super grind so badly that he was able to do the shortcut. So the thing with that Fountain shortcut is the better super grind, the worse the angle is for the shortcut. And with outside drift, if you do even a slightly good super grind, you can't even get the Fountain shortcut to work. So what Wade did is he just didn't do a good super grind, and he was able to do it.
How did you guys do it in the Do you mean for shooting stars specifically?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say if you meant for the actual TAS. It's like,
oh yeah, for the actual TAS, the reason it took me 11 months or something to get the Fountain clip is because my super grind was so good. That was on the 37.180 flap. It took me 11 months to get the super grind because I actually made a flap in between starting that run and ending that run. Because I couldn't get the thing, so I just went back to a worse super grind and just optimized the rest of the run. Anyway, so what you're gonna watch next is it stood for the most optimized TAS competition submission ever. So from start to finish, up until about 5 seconds before the lap ends, it's almost purely perfect. So this is essentially unimprovable for about a minute and a half, and this was made in a month, and it was awesome. So
too high effort.
Yeah, we spent too much time on this. So I did the super grind, and Campbell helped me out with the rest. He found this slip drift strat, and then I worked on some of these lines with him, and then he found that slip drift strat, and then I did the rest up to like here, and then I did this bit as well. He helped with the rest, and then we did heaps of strat testing for this stuff. I found that Rio drift strat, and then I helped with the bridge because he didn't know how to do that, and then I helped with the last turn, and then he essentially did the rest because I was busy with other stuff, and then I ended up having to time people's runs, and then he found an improvement to the ending, but couldn't finish it in time.
He says such a philosophical message, being D.
I remember I made some level called Instinct or something, and I don't know if that even exists anymore, but it was really cool for like the first 3 seconds.
Maybe I'll have to use that.
But yeah, so that ending isn't very optimal. That could be improved, but like that's about it. Nothing else in that run is improvable. And that stood for the most optimized TAS comp submission for like 8 or 9 months. What's still on the server? Is that the level I was talking about? Yo, that's awesome. Okay, so task 13. So this was a big problem. It was going down. Once we got to task 12, it started going downhill because people were like, okay, this task wasn't actually fun. This is bad. So Jello, you submitted to this one. You originally won, and then you got disqualified after the results were posted. So before you look at the video, I'm just going to say Charlie got second, I got DQ, Zik got first, Code Demon got DQ, and Jello got DQ. So Charlie actually got second. So you had to go around every island that had crabs. Hence the meme, Jello has crabs.
That's a meme?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
But you had to stay in the off-road for the entire time, and you had to use the off-roader.
No, I did this, but they didn't, and then I did something wrong as well, circling more than one island at a time.
The problem with this is there was no real definite way of knowing if you actually touched the sand, because the water visually looks like you're touching the sand, but then you can see the sand particles. And people, like, half of the people said, okay, I'm going to be safe and not touch the sand particles. And other people said, okay, I'm not going to be safe and I'm just going to do as much as I can and get away with it. And I chose the get away with it option. I got DQ'd. Zik chose the be extremely safe and won. So that was pretty good.
And I was also pretty safe, but then just like tried to bend the rules too much.
And yeah, because what was it called? You circled 2 islands at the same time, which was against the rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Charlie also did this really cool thing in his post lap taft. I included that in the compilation as well. Okay, so my run is actually super optimized. I just used really bad strats and also dry browser. Like, this made me quite interested in kart TASs as a
I love
whole.
the concept of this though, that like one, it's a cart task, and two, the entire thing is off road and you're using the off roader.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you came up with this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you can tell I'm clearly touching the sand, but I wanted to make it look like I wasn't. So I was very closely cutting just the edge of the water. But when you watch it back, you can see I've got sand particles. So if I stop it like here, where is it? No, it's not on that turn. It's on the next turn, I think. I don't remember. I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Speaking of that, I solved a 4x4 about 2 hours ago, and it took me 8 minutes, and I'm very happy.
Dude, I initially wanted to like memorize how to solve a 4x4, but like I just never got around to learning parity.
Oh yeah, the parity algorithm I learned it just today is really simple actually, because it's just a repeat of 3 steps, essentially. Well,
Yeah,
the
the thing
PLL
is,
parity at least, because the OLL parity that I'm not very good at, but the PLL parity is quite nice.
4x4 is just like 3x3 with one extra step and then parity.
Because I've been learning the Yao
Like,
method. I'm not learning reduction at the moment. Reduction just takes too long. I also just don't have a 3x3, which is why I'm spending time on the 4x4.
you see, I play different kinds of puzzles, like Tetris. That's the kind of puzzle
I played Tetris like 2 days ago. I was very bad at it, but I beat my friend Jack, so I'm happy.
Dude, we should battle in Tetris.
You would win. Okay, so this is the real first place. So this is the winning submission, and you can see that they're taking it very wide because they're not wanting to touch any of the sand.
I actually have a 6x6.
Oh no, okay, so I do actually have a 3x3, but I broke it because I was doing it too quickly. And it's also a Rubik's speed cube, so like it's extremely loose. As anyone who does speed cubing, you know that the Rubik's quote unquote speed cube is really bad if you actually want to try and do it quickly. And then I popped off one of the corners, and actually, like, the corner itself split in half. And so no more using it anymore.
You can get like a Warrior W on the Cubicle for like $7.
Yeah, I'm considering like asking my parents if I can buy a budget speed cube.
Well, like, Chi has some really good ones.
Yeah. Cause my mom was like, "Hey, do you know about this thing called a DNA cube?" And I was like, "Yes, it does not look like DNA. It looks like a flower." Oh, my PB with the Rubik's speed cube is a 31 second time, I think. And I did that at school. That was really cool when I did that. It was awesome.
You had all the girls.
Uh, actually, yes. That was back when we had a shared courtyard between our school and the girls' school next door. But they closed that because they didn't want the schools to be combined. So they just decided, nope. Since that was first place, we're just gonna skip past this because I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Because those were DQs and they shouldn't be shown anyway.
They did wanna separate them, or they didn't?
They did.
Why?
Okay, so this is task 14. Anyone who has YouTube should have been recommended the video called when you touch the conveyor for 1 frame. And that was based off of this task. So the rules were...
Wait, how popular was that video?
It has 158,000 views.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, I got a message from my friend on Discord, and I didn't even like know about that video, but like he just found that and was like, here's the 3rd person on there, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know this was a video. So yeah, I did the judging for this, and 4 people out of the 6 got viewed for the same reason.
Yeah, including myself, because
yeah,
I very clearly touched the conveyor, but I wanted to bend the rules so that it wouldn't count as touching it, but then I didn't bend it enough, and I ended up DQing anyway.
I mean, you're like me, but not hard enough.
This was like one of the tasks where, because I was admin, I was able to change the rules halfway through, and I wanted to disqualify myself, so I made it like really close, but then just ended up giving up and just saying okay then.
And then
Wade won anyway.
Actually managed to do it. Like I saw it and was like, well, that's clean. He didn't hit it.
Yeah.
I was amazed.
Yeah. But yeah, so many people, like in Campbell's video, it's either they have no clue what's going on, or they know what's going on and just find it funny that it's this popular, or they all hate me because they're like, why did you disqualify Campbell? It was 1 frame. It's not that much of a big deal. Be nice, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my god, I feel like a villain. That was my comment. That has 1 like, and it's mine. Okay, so this task here is the only time we've tried to be clickbait, and it hasn't worked. So, in the title, Mario Kart Wii Test Competition, the floor is lava. Task 15 results. This was also the first time... Oh, I forgot to mention... Task 14, that was the first time that Wade recorded for me, and then this was the first time that he introduced the intro text, which was his idea, by the way. Whoops. Smart. Okay, so yeah. So on StatX Twinkle Circuit, floor is lava, you have to stay on the walls. Complete lap 2 as fast as possible. So basically the track doesn't actually look like this, but Billy Noodles made a texture hack that made it look like it for the video, which was kind of cool. Yeah. So you can actually see people drive on it afterwards, which is funny.
And I almost found a way to cut off a huge part of the track, but
it wasn't gonna work. You were way further away than you thought. Like, it was misleading how far away it was.
I was quite close.
Okay. Because
I feel like if I had a few more days, I could have gotten it.
Right. This is the first time I've legitimately won. And only time I've legitimately won. And I'm still super proud of the strats I use, because for whatever reason, nobody decided to use Spear. And also, nobody started on the left. I don't get that. Did they think that you could only start on the right? Plus, like, there were some stats...
I started on the left, but of course I didn't finish in time because I was so obsessed with getting that strat.
So Wade would have optimized more and probably would have beat Snoop, but was doing a similar thing to what you were doing. But Snoop's run was way more optimized than mine, but mine had better strats.
Strats seem to be the, like, I mean, yeah, like, having good strats, like, that's the point of these tasks.
Yeah, you have to be creative. Like, every so often there's an optimization thing. And even with
and then there's tasks like the current one.
The current one is you have to figure out what is... No, here's a track no one's ever seen before. You have to figure out what Curio wants you to do. Because I have implanted intended shortcuts and strats that people have to find. That's not strat talk, by the way. I actually have, that's known that there are things that people have to find. And this fifth place run that uses a bike ended up almost losing to that Toadette run.
Oh, that what run?
The Toadette run in 6th place.
Oh, I thought you were referring to the cart that they were using. I'm like, what? What
Oh,
kind of weird upside down name is that?
yeah.
Does New Zealand count as being upside down, or is it just like diagonally like it's like midway between being upright and sideways?
It's pretty upright, honestly.
All right, that's good to know. I'll keep that in mind whenever I go there next time.
And then, yeah, here's the first run that actually uses the strat to switch sides, and then just switching back because, whoops, I started on the right. So that was a waste. That's a waste of a mushroom as well. I literally don't know why people started on the right. It makes no sense to me. And then Charlie's recovery there was really good. This task was really cool. And like the only other times I've won are task 16 and 18, and one of them was a collab with you, and the other one was task 18. Which we'll see.
I think I've won once or twice.
You won like 10 or 11 times.
Oh God. I'm really proud of Task 5 2021.
That was amazing. That was honestly amazing.
We're gonna get to that. That one's really fun.
Yeah, but like I said, both of the runs were awesome. Like ours was the best. Ours was pretty good, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'll give you a hint about the one that we're referring to. It involves an inner tube on a pool.
Yeah. You literally you decided, okay, Blaze found this really cool thing. Why don't I just find it even cooler and just go straight there?
Wait, Wade did the same thing. What the heck?
Everyone did the same thing. Everyone did the same thing except me. And that's why I won. Because I actually did the right thing. And Wade actually held his wheelie the whole time there. That's why he would have won if he had spent more time. But Snoop's run was way cleaner. And was more optimized.
We haven't gotten to the one-person task yet, right?
No, that's what I was talking about earlier. That's why I said I've won 3 tasks. One was this one was a collab with you, and one was the one I won by default.
Yeah.
And then, was that trademark Wade trick abuse?
Wade trick abuse.
Okay.
I think so.
I think this task is actually where I made it a cool thing to do a post submission TAF.
Specifically for like a task comp or
for task comp, because like obviously people already did that in flaps, but nobody had started doing it in their submissions, and then it became just the thing to do. And then yeah, that's the shortcut that both Snoop and I did. But I just
remember that one time. That reminded me. Remember that one time where we were doing like a guess the task by its music thing.
Oh yeah.
Just silence, and it was because the
thing got copyrighted. Yeah,
I love that.
And I did the exact same thing immediately after, and I was like, surely you're gonna get it, and then you just didn't. Because I did that for task 18, and then because that got copyrighted as well, because they decided to, hey, this song sucks, let's get rid of it from the internet. And then yeah, Snoop did a TAF as well, so right here, wall clip. And then, woohoo, I won, I used Spear and I start on the left. Yeah, task 18 music got copyrighted. And yeah, I got so much airtime there, which was unnecessary, but Spear is just super bouncy, and I couldn't not get the airtime. I really struggled to like charge mini turbos on this. Oh yeah, that's what solidified the win. I really struggled to get mini turbos on Spear because, like, Flame Rider, you could stick to the ground way easier. If you don't stay on, like, the small strip that most people ended up staying on, like, either slightly to the left of the middle or slightly to the right, if you stay on the middle itself or anywhere else, then you just get huge bounces. And yeah, my ending is not very good.
Cannon looks really awkward.
Yeah. And I did not. And then here is the post lap taff right here. I just backward hop, and then adds.
The spear is a bouncy castle in the form of a vehicle.
And then yeah, here's the outro text with the next task leaked, which was Moonview Highway, and that is where you've got more controversy.
Oh, this. Okay.
So here, this was another great idea by Jello. So on Moonview Highway, complete lap 1 as fast as possible. It was you and Luigi M. So Luigi M made the original idea, but then you said, hey, what if we make it different for auto and manual? But then that didn't end up being used. Because we were like, hey, surely the Super Grind's going to be OP, but then we couldn't get it. And also we were locked in the cycle.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed working on this with you. This is an awesome task. Like, task 10, I want to work on task 10 with someone else.
Jello Puff?
I want to work on task 15 with you.
Why specifically task 15?
Because that's the one after the one I've already planned to partner for.
Oh.
Because I plan ahead.
What if task 15 is a solo task?
Because I plan ahead a lot. Like task 12, I planned collabing with Campbell since task 10 for task.
Man, you always collab with Campbell, and then I'm called the one that's the bad Tazer in Mississippi.
Campbell he tries way too hard on these tasks though.
You just happen to be a really good Tazer in New Zealand.
Yes. Shoutouts to Bloppy. Shoutouts to Bloppy. Shoutouts to Bloppy for being in New Zealand. Also, he's also in the same city as me, which is awesome.
You guys should go eat at like a McDonald's or something.
No. The age gap is like 10 years. He's like 10 years older than me. I'm not gonna just go and say hi. Because Malio wasn't cool with me. He was like, hey, you should just get your parents to let you go say hi. I was like, that'd be awkward.
Yeah, about that. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Sorry. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. I need to go meet this 25-year-old man. Can you let me? This 25-year-old man that you've never heard of.
I'm not 15, okay? Yeah, so you had to stay on the left side of the road if you wanted to touch the boost panels. But then we said, hang on. What if the boost panel crosses over? How do we know where the line is? And we're like, okay, if it crosses over, you can still touch it on the other side. So Campbell and Wade's submission was going to beat us, but then we made the judging for the car hit at the very end of the lap more strict so that we actually knew exactly what counted as hitting a car. And they ended up losing about a tenth of a second just to hit the car one frame later.
They weren't super confident that they would get it, or that like there was going to be a tie or something.
Yeah, they would have beat us by like a half of a tenth of a second, but then they ended up losing heaps. We only lost like 2 frames because of the wall bounce strat allowed us to still move under the car. But like, the way they did it, if they stayed under the car longer, then they'd be moving slower and they'd take longer to get to the finish line. For us, either way, yeah, you came up with a wall bounce. That was when I saw that in DM, I was like, oh, yes, because we could just mess around since it was pace locked.
Yeah.
And then as the comment in, I think the most liked comment in this is, seeing Curio and Jellipuff strikes fear into the hearts of men.
I don't remember seeing that. That's funny.
And like our start isn't
really
our start like up until the pace lock is probably like 0.3 slower than Campbell and Wade, but like our run is just faster because of the stupid wall hit at the end.
Oh, yeah. Ours looks cooler. Maybe. Is this the only time that we've collabed on a task?
Yep.
We need to fix that.
Okay, so task 17, as you can see, is Quacker on the Quacker. Quacker on Quacker Island. You can you can't see. It's 8:43 p.m. So this was a big problem. This was another Century task where he just wrote too much, made it too complicated. So the description can probably like not fit the whole screen. Yep.
Sorry if you guys hear me yelling a lot. It's about 4 in the morning where I am in
wow.
the United States.
Okay, so on DK Jungle Parkway, get to Quacker Island as fast as possible. You have to do 3 wall clips under certain restrictions. You have to... your timing ends on last input, so like TAS videos, you can just stop holding stuff and then let it finish for you.
Really? Was that really how like the...
Timing was done, yeah.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, because I was like, hey, that would make people be aware of how that works.
Yeah.
Because, like, since we test in such a different environment to most other games, we don't know a lot of... Sorry, I say we, I'm just meaning other people in our community. Oh, yeah, we're doing the amazing way of breaking the rules by saying, hey, since the cannon gets me the required height to make it count as a wall clip, and I technically land on the ground and then hit a wall in the cannon, then it counts as doing a wall clip.
Wait, what?
He found a loophole in the rules basically. So the cannon. So the way a wall clip counted in this task was you had to hit a wall and then get a certain amount of Y height, and so he hit a wall at the same time as going into a cannon, and then the cannon gave him the height. It never said you had to get the height from the wall itself.
Nice. That's Wade for you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it hasn't ended, by the way. Yeah, so
really?
third place, so the strat that first place used, I knew exactly, I knew that was going to be the winning submission. I knew that strat was going to win. I just couldn't get it because I suck at wall clips. And so I just did that instead. And I did not fall off. I asked Wade to play it until it looked like I was staying there, but then he cut it early and it makes it look like I fell off later, which is really annoying.
And then why you guys went across the way to get to Quacker Island?
Because I couldn't wall clip. We couldn't wall clip.
Oh. Well, you could. You were just dumb and
bad. Oh, sorry. I knew that if I want to win, I need to do this. I just didn't do it. And they did.
So you were like,
this run is very good, by the way. Yeah, I did. This run is very good. Yeah, Mooney's...
Yeah, I remember that one. That was really...
That was funny because we were like, oh, we just got destroyed by someone new.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is it. So what you're going to watch is the same amount of audio as the video itself has. Because I have my sound off, and this has no sound. So, on Mushroom Gorge, using a maximum of 3 mushrooms, complete lap 2 as fast as possible. You may use any vehicle combo, you must touch every large mushroom, you may not perform any tricks on anything besides a mushroom, you must perform 1 trick on at least 9 different mushrooms, and You must perform an equal amount of mushroom abuses and reverse mushroom abuses. You are not required to abuse dim mushrooms. Donate to help support anti-abusing mushrooms. Come on, Curio, stop abusing mushrooms. Like, just stop it. It's not cool, bro.
Wait, what? Oh. I didn't realize I was in the... Okay.
Okay. So, I won, and nobody else submitted a valid submission.
Yeah.
So, there were 2 submissions. Second place got DQ'd. Second place got DQ'd. I got first. I spent, like, a week on this. And it took me a whole week to get a valid submission. So, it took me 9 run-throughs to get a valid submission that didn't DQ. And it took me 9 run-throughs to get this.
You know, this is what I was expecting to happen for Task 1, that only one person would submit, and it's the creator of the competition.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you didn't even submit the first one.
No, because I didn't want to, because people still didn't get the whole, because what I learned is I've got to work my way up to the level that SM64 has got. I couldn't just throw everything at it at once. Yeah. That was a super solid run as well. Oh yeah, good job on winning in your own competition. Yeah. Don't let me win next time. Oh yeah, I didn't win. So, if you remember, since that Toast Factory task, sorry, not Toast Factory 1, since the Delfino Square 2-lap cycle-based flap, the competition just been getting worse and worse and worse. It peaked there. That was the lowest it had been. 1 submission. It was bad. So, Wade came in, made his own task by himself. We released it, and this happened. We got an ad.
What?
No, so on DK Summit backwards, complete lap 1 as fast as possible using 3 mushrooms. And...
Oh, we got an ad.
And so the custom cannon was... There was a custom cannon, but if you entered it backwards, it would just shoot you back because you're trying to do the track backwards. But what 6th and 7th didn't realize is you could just do it at the end of the lap, not the start.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize is that not doing the last turn before the cannon properly lost me lots of time. Because I think I got 3rd.
The first place submission for this was awesome.
Oh, Snoop did such a good job. Like that's pretty high. That's one of the high level submissions.
Don't say, yeah. That was definitely montage worthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't say what it was because this one has a really cool first place submission.
Yeah. We're still like maintaining a lot of viewers on the stream. It's really cool.
Oh, nice.
Why didn't you do the single? Okay, we're going to talk about that. Why didn't you do the single? How are you going to do the single backwards?
Wait, did somebody ask that
And there's the single. That's how you can do it backwards. But you have to slow down here. So how is that faster? We'll find out. This is actually kind of cool because I've never got to commentate these past tasks because there were no reveal streams back then. Speaking of reveal streams, in like 9 hours, the SM64 task comp is reveal streaming.
Did you make a submission for that?
Yeah, I did. There were 32 submissions.
You don't know what place you got yet?
God, no. They don't reveal it early, just like us.
Okay.
But no, this is like an official, the Super Mario 64 task competition is running. Like,
this is the Mario Kart Wii task competition.
Yeah, but instead of just like a random spin-off one by a random person, this is the official one that has been running for like 10 years that they're reviving for a few weeks.
Only for a few weeks.
Well, because they're all busy. As opposed to the Mario Kart Wii TAS community, like, the majority of the people in that community are all adults. instead of the majority of us being kids. Because like Super Mario 64 came out 12 years earlier, so it's a different generation of people that played it.
Also, I'm not a kid. I'll have you know that I'm almost an adult.
Also, SM64 doesn't have a Troy, so there's no big run. There's no big run through of people coming in because they're kids and watch Troy.
Damn. The harsh truths.
Like, if you have a Troy, you will have kids in the community. If you don't have a Troy, you won't have kids in the community. Pretty simple. Joey, you should join the TAS server and ask for help. I'm sure there's someone that can fix that for you. Okay, so here's my submission. I actually spent a lot of time on this. I was really unhappy because this was just like Task 17. I knew exactly what would be faster, but I just couldn't do it. So I did as well as I could.
Hey, look, you joined at the right time.
I did as well as I could with the strats that I could do. So I got really cool things. Like right here, this section right there, that was really cool. Like watching that back every time. But the problem was I didn't do that zipper, and so I had to use a mushroom on the uphill, and so I couldn't use a mushroom somewhere else that made a faster strat, and that's what second and first are going to do. I also did a super grind, and I actually had a full TAF like coming up afterwards, but Wade said, no, it's too long, just don't record it. Sorry, Wade recorded this one, by the way. I was still making him my slave.
Well, never mind. What I was saying wasn't important.
Yeah, so what Wade found is if you do the single and then use a mushroom to accelerate, then that's faster than using a mushroom on the uphill at the end, like I did.
And then Snoop just said,
not yet. But yeah, the problem with my TAS is just I couldn't get that zipper, so I couldn't go up the hill fast without a mushroom.
Whoa, my god, I have not seen Wade's submission for this. Those tricks.
Yeah. But yeah, so here's Snoop's run. So this is what nobody else thought of. And then there was also insane... Because Snoop was, just like with Task 5 2021, Snoop was going to win anyway, but she didn't know if she was going to lose by a small amount, so she optimized as much as possible and then just got this. Like, there's wheelie triggers everywhere, and she got the double cut. Backwards.
Also, I think this is a little bit different from Task 5 2021, because, like, I was the one that found that strat, and then, like, Purple Toki, but, you know, we'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Just saying it's different. And
it's just awesome. Purple Toki got a gold medal because he was like, yeah, I'll be in your team.
Yeah.
Okay, so Task 20, this was
though, like, it did help out.
So up until this point, Marth has only submitted automatic runs.
Let the poor man speak.
Up until this point, Marth has only submitted automatic. But for this task, he actually submitted a manual. He was doing it properly. Only problem is there was someone else who did it even better than him. And Marth is the best tasser, so that says something about the person who submitted.
Which means that we have a new best too.
So in terms of task comp, yes, technically that was true for this task. And I won't say who it was. I won't say who it is until we get there. But
funny story actually. Since there's this person named CCB, which is kind of like the opposite of BBC, which is an acronym for
British Broadcasting Company.
Sure.
Corporation.
So
sorry.
I was in a Five Guys recently, and I got my meal, and I go to to get my drink and wait for my meal. I get it, and then I notice there's this bulletin board on the wall that has like little little postcards or like little note cards with like notes that say like I love Five Guys or whatever, and one of them said I love BBC, and I'm just like, you love what now? And then
oh, it was that. I remember that. I remember you showed us that. Oh yeah, and
yeah.
Charlie throws like 30 hertz green shells. Also, so the reason my run doesn't look very good is because like I was originally, so the thing with this task, there was actually a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes. So I was originally gonna collab with Wade, and then I decided, hey, I don't really want to because I feel like my run's actually quite good. So this was actually around the time. This is the reason Marth found that the new Peach Beach ramp strat is because of this task. And I actually found it before Marth did, but I didn't reveal my idea because I didn't want people to know the strat. Because it was task comp. Because that obviously was strat talk, but Marth being a tasser and actually saving time, he actually revealed it because like that's important. I didn't know it saved time. I just found the strat. So I originally yeah, I'll play the next submission. This was actually really good. I like this submission the most. It looks the most natural. So Wade was originally going to collab with me, but then didn't, and then he said, "Okay, I'll collab with Campbell." And then what Campbell does is someone asks in the chat, "Can someone help me? My code isn't working." And so what Campbell did was like, "Okay, send me a run. I can see if you're doing something wrong." That breaks the rules because he's now looking at someone else's submission, and then assuming that he's now been compromised, so he knows someone else's strats, and then Wade is collabing with Campbell. Campbell's been talking with Wade, so now Wade is also compromised, and both of them got disqualified for viewing someone else's run. And so neither of them were able to submit, and we had what happened here happen. But yeah, so Marth and Space Whale, who ended up winning, ended up figuring out that if you're in a side trick, you can shoot the green shells and they'll go different directions, which is amazing.
Good idea.
So yeah, this is the one time Marth actually tries, he gets beaten by a Space Whale of all people. And Space Whale got literally every possible strat. It was just amazing to watch. Like, look at these slip drifts. And they're just the perfect bounces there. So yeah, that's task 20. So moving on, these ones are going to take longer and longer each time because there's more and more submissions. So task 21 was really cool. So we had got a lot of requests from people because this was around when we started having the task competition linked in the main task server as well. So we had suggestions from people to use this track. So it had just got released. This was BC3, 10 jumps to victory. You have to do the quote-unquote ultra shortcut, which should not be called the ultra shortcut, 10 times. And Campbell and I were like, okay, we could do that, but we also probably shouldn't because that would be too easy. So let's just ban Flame Runner and Mark Bike. But obviously, Bullet Bike is still OP, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. We call this game perfect, but we don't think about the fact that like its balancing is actually garbage.
That is so true. So yeah, ignore last place. They just didn't. So Wade recorded until task 20. This was the first time I went back and started recording the runs. So the thing with this is another one of those things where I knew what would be fast but just couldn't get it. There was a 20-second time gap between second and third. And there was a 30-second time gap between first and last. Because of the fact that all the people in third, fourth, and fifth ended up doing the full stop shortcuts, so stopping every time you do the next one. Then the top two people did it fluidly the whole time. So you can see here, Zik took 52 seconds to do that track. Then I'm going to take, I think, 49 or 48 seconds. And then Dash, this was Dash's first ever submission.
Up 49 possible.
Dash got 42 seconds. And then EJ and Blaze, yes, Blaze MSX, the discoverer of every ultra shortcut, got like 24, 25 seconds, which is literally half my time. And like, this is the one of the funniest things, because when I saved my run, obviously this was we use the file rksys.dat, which is the save file, and what I do is I just rename it based on which one I'm using. And so when I finished saving this one, I just called it die.dat because I hated this task so much. And that is still in my folders saved somewhere. Every time I stream, someone always sees die.dat and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, that's task 21.
Wait, is that for... Yeah, okay.
So yes, this was Dash QC's first ever submission. He's on track to winning the current set that we're on right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been paying attention, dude. You see, I would win all of the sets if not for the fact that I'm actually a lazy person that does school sometimes.
You can't win if you don't submit, Della. Also, I do school as well, and look at me. I got second in the last set.
Well, in the last set, I got first, so...
Yes, that's true.
Which means that,
This was awesome. Like Derek was watching this in a call once, because he just decided to go through all of them, and he was watching this in call. When he got to EJ's run, he was like, "Oh my god, you did that so well!" And then Blaze's run was even faster.
Blaze is like really good.
Oh, Justin's even better. We'll get to that as well. Yeah. That's what people wanted to see when we first joined.
Justin and Marth are like the two fastest transforming passers.
Oh my god, Marth was so quick. Like when he worked on Delfino Square with me, he learned TASing from the beginning of the run to the end of the run. Like the start of the run, he was doing completely incorrect lines. End of the run, he was doing perfect strategies. It would have been a 37.6 if he hadn't uploaded it so quickly, because we were still working on it, but he decided to upload it really fast.
He's stealing our jobs.
Anyway, so that's the run. Blaze finds the shortcut part 800. Yes, Blaze MX is the same as Blaze the TTs. That's actually his secondary channel. If you look at his channel URL, it's Malio Squirrel X2. Not to be confused with Schwam Malio MK. That's Malio, the Paper Mario guy.
The one guy.
Okay, so this task competition task was the most successful just in the history of the whole competition. We haven't had this much hype, this many submissions, this many people actively competing at once, ever. This had 16 submissions. We have had technically more, but it hasn't felt as alive as this. And ever since then, it hasn't reached that standard. So what was I going to say? It actually got featured in an EasyScape video.
Really?
And if you don't know who EasyScape is, he's a very high up person in the global speedrunning community.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. That's cool. So
one of his helpers reached out to me, and they're like, is it alright if we use your video for this? And I was like, of course, that would be an honor. And then it shows up, and I just don't say anything. And then EJ's like, hold up, did you get in an Easyscape video? And I was like, yeah.
Wait, hold up. Which video is this?
This was the speedrun community highlights, like the second episode, I think.
Oh, cool.
Like the one with the Mario Kart 64 thumbnail with the timer on the screen.
I'll have to look into that. That's cool.
But yeah, so a funny thing about this is all the submissions you're watching got beaten by someone RTA.
Wait,
so
what?
Someone from Australia named Borp, he submitted to this as well, but he submitted an RTA run on Dolphin.
Oh.
And he ended up getting 10th place RTA. And some other people after the task was done, they were like, okay, I can beat most of these times RTA. And we had like 6th and 7th place rankings for RTA submissions. It was amazing. But obviously they weren't counted because those were after the deadline. Blah 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 blah. But like from like 9th place on, all the submissions were extremely solid. Like the strats they used, there was no obvious flaws anywhere. And of course, Charlie found a way to just find the most amazing way to do the glitch entry.
What were the rules for this particular task?
Just get out of bounds as fast as possible. So you have to get counted as a respawn as fast as possible.
Oh, okay.
And this was also the first time that MKE Luke, the TASer, not the RTA player, MKE Luke submitted to this. He got 4th, I think. Yeah, I think so. Because Campbell got 3rd. I got 2nd, and EJ won. This was like the start of people. Sorry, this wasn't the start. TAS 21 was the start of people starting to be fans of EJ and hoping he wins. Because EJ won the last set of 2020. Because he got 2nd in 21, 1st in 22, 2nd in 23, and 1st in 24.
Thanks.
Yeah. Because, Jelly, you know the strat with the double trick on Coconut Mall that's faster now? Like on the shortcut path? Yeah. So that uses, so you know the mechanic that actually pushes you down, the reason that was found? So like, someone saw this video, they were like, wow, they get shot down really fast. What would happen if I tried to do that just on the regular ramp to get a lower trick? And they did it RTA. And then EJ sent that video in, and then we tested it. It was faster. Then Luke found the double trick.
Good.
So like what in my submission, I get shot down incredibly fast because of that exact mechanic. That's the only reason I got 2nd. I would have got like 5th or 6th if I hadn't. Like shot down fast.
Talk about Coconut Mall.
Coconut Mall's so sad. Like it's you have to hold on. I need
For the record, your stream is running at like 3 frames per second now.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it and check. Okay, how much did you guys miss? I did pause the stream.
You want to pause?
I did pause the stream and the video.
Okay.
So how much did you guys miss?
I basically could not see any of like the past 3 like submissions.
Okay. I'll go to third place, and hopefully it, like, I'm going to move my cursor. Can you see it, like, fluidly?
Well, quality also got lower, but now it's running at an actual frame rate.
Cool. I'll go back to Campbell's.
But yeah, as you were saying, Coconut Mall.
Yeah. So you have to try and find the balance between wanting an optimized TAS and wanting a finished TAS.
Yeah. And I've just said, screw it. Let's just go all in.
Yeah. That's the exact same problem with RBC as well.
And I mean, I've been making some progress on it. Like, we're at the shortcut now. Like,
yeah.
We've started working on it.
Yeah.
But I haven't worked on it a little bit.
Yeah. Like, RBC is completely dead because, like, Malia and I were the key people working on it, and both of us decided, nah, we're not going to do this. Too much to have to redo. And Marth tried to keep it going, but even he stopped because he was the only one working on it. Anyways, task 23.
It will.
Task 23.
It's just going to take some time for me to get motivated to do it again.
So 23 was really fun. Like it was another cart task. Like people enjoy the cart tasks because it's just different mechanics you're learning. It's like when you task a CT, you learn completely new lines and stuff. This is exactly the same thing. And it was another one of Wade's backwards tasks, so people enjoyed it. I actually tried to, so I used your Desert Hills backwards thing from Estole's backwards compilation. I used that as a reference. I tried to get that shortcut, but unfortunately, lap didn't count.
Nice.
Because I actually got the shortcut with cart and managed to clip over. Because I did a combination of what Snoop did plus that shortcut. This is the video that's actually taken me the longest to edit ever that I've uploaded. I have taken it. I've taken longer to edit another video, but I never uploaded it, and that's obvious because it took me a month to finish the video, and then it never got uploaded because it didn't want to. Because it took me a week to render it once, and then it took another week to render it a second time, and both of them crashed, so I decided not to render it at all. But yeah, this was in the Marth automatic one, but he used cart and still didn't get last. And this was another one of those things where I picked the wrong character and ended up not winning. But of course, CF just found an amazing strat at the end. Speaking of strats, how many viewers we at? Still 20. Wow. Yeah, no, RBC is not coming anytime soon. Just the loss of motivation, and there's just nobody wants to. Like, we tried starting it up, but then we realized just how much we'd have to redo because we started remembering all of the good times from doing it the first time. Like, the majority of the lap was done. The majority of the lap 1 was done by myself and Marth just in DMs. And that took like almost a month to finish, but then the second half of the lap was done as a huge collab, and we finished it in like a week after that, and we got it done by Christmas, and that was a great upload date. I really enjoyed doing that. But then we got to lap 2, we did all that, got to lap 3. That was about 3 months later, and we were almost done with lap 3, and then I had Camel Mop work on the inputs for the end of lap 3 just by changing the end of lap 2 inputs. But problem was, he managed to improve the end of lap 2 by over a frame, which is enough to have to redo the start of lap 3. And then we did that. We started working on lap 3 again. And then Marth found a strat that saved like 0.1. And then we were like, okay, that's really cool. What if it saves time on lap 1? And we're like, nah, surely it can't. Math tested it, saved time on lap 1. 4 months of work lost, and we were just done.
That'll do you in.
Yeah, because I was talking about that with Jella. Do you know 50 Spence from Super Mario 64?
No, I don't.
He's the guy that's like leading the 70 ABC project. And we've had to we've had to restart 2 years of progress.
Oh no!
Because of a new technique of preserving the hull found. So he's lost heaps of motivation, and I'm like, I know exactly how you feel. And we were talking about RBC and stuff, and he was like, yeah, I understand. And I was like, we're all here for you. You've got a huge community behind you. Like, it's not like it won't get done, as opposed to RBC, which just won't get done.
It'll get done.
It'll get done, just not... It's not going to have that kind of motivation that it did then. I don't think it ever will. That was extremely good. Like, that was... I'm probably not going to have that much motivation in TASing probably ever again. Cause like, the more I have breaks, the more I'm not TASing as much. Especially now, since I'm just starting to get more and more invested into Mario 64 stuff.
But yeah, like RBC and RBC and CM will get done, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
But be on the lookout for progress. If
Totally.
you're in the Mario Kart Task Board, you'll be able to get better access to that. You should join it.
Yeah. Joining the Discord is always a good idea. You get to see like progress updates. Well, not all progress update, because there are some things that aren't 100% public, but it still should be. Like, there's no reason why not to. The only difference between the Mario Kart Wii public chats and the Super Mario 64 public chats is like SM64. They've made it so that like you don't really want to be talking in there unless you know what you're talking about. In Mario Kart Wii, we've got a place where you can hang out if you're a normie and it won't matter.
Yeah.
So like that's more of an excuse to be asking dumb ideas, dumb strats that will never work in all the conversations that are like big TASs. And so more reason to have a separate channel for only people that are experienced. So like the 120 star TAS web channel, that's separate for that very reason. It's just keeping high quality conversations, keeping those up.
You never know when the good ideas will be the ones that sound ridiculous on paper.
Yeah, it's totally true. But hey, the only reason Cooper Cape Ultra Shortcut is possible RTA is because I accidentally didn't do the proper strat and fell through the wall. I was in like my last 5 minutes. I was about to go to sleep. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going. It's like I was wanting to get the barrel roll strat. I was in the middle of just trying to get the barrel roll strat. I was nowhere near getting it. I wouldn't have got it in that night. But I landed where I landed in the recording, where I'm like, what the heck did I just do? And I landed. I went through the wall, and I was like, that shouldn't have happened. I'm gonna go back because I've just talked over like the coolest part of the task is CF's wall bounce here. That's just that saved him like a second over everyone else.
I've been on this task for like a long time.
Yeah, that's the longest one, I think. Although it does get longer from here. If we go to task 24, it's even longer. Task 24, this was the first time that one of the extremely high-level submissions didn't actually win. And it was due to strats. And it was another one of my stupid moments. So what actually happened, so I'm going to explain this. So when I was doing my route testing, before I said, okay, Campbell, do you want to collab? because for once I didn't actually ask beforehand. I was like, hey, it says no ultra. Why don't we just do the ultra but hit all the key checkpoints? So stay out of bounds, but hit all the key checkpoints. And I wasn't sure if that was going to be possible. So I originally tested it, and it was on the super heavy off-road that's on the top level of the out of bounds. And that was... there's a part of that heavy off-road that is actually just... it counts you out of bounds at a certain point in the track. So I was like, okay, I can't go past here, otherwise I'll get counted out of bounds. So I have to find a way to get back onto the track once I'm done. And then I looked back at Snoop's tool-assisted run of this track, and I was like, okay, so I just need to go down to the even lower parts, like right here. This is solid ground. That's exactly the same. It continues as solid ground, even out of bounds. So if you drop down to that area and then drive a lap, then you're going to be able to not have to move at like 5 kilometers per hour when you're out of bounds. It's not actually 5, it's more like 20, but it's still really slow. But the one thing I forgot was it's only on the higher level where it counts you out of bounds and not on the solid ground. So my brain was still thinking, I've got to return in bounds at some point in the lap. And of course I did that. So right here, this is slippery off-road. So it slows you down. It's like Sherbetland.
Sherbetland, yeah.
So every frame you're on that, you're losing like 1/8 of your speed. So that loses a lot, and Campbell and I ended up getting 3rd, and that's because me being stupid, I didn't realize, oh whoops, only the higher level of out of bounds doesn't let you finish the lap all the way under bounds. And so EJ and Wade and Snoop all realized you can go a little further. Snoop didn't go all the way underground. But even though Campbell and I had the most optimized submission in the task, we didn't actually win because it was something that I completely overlooked because of my memory. But I feel like it would have been really fun if you had actually submitted to this one.
Me?
Yeah, this seems like something that you would have if you had found the no ultra strat. If you had found the no ultra strat, then you would have. Are you gone or are you still here?
I'm here.
Okay. I don't know why I thought that.
Frame rate's dead right now.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. I'll just give it a second, and I'll keep talking because I'm just blabbing on still. So
it's more of like
if you had submitted,
Jello talk while other people listen.
Yeah. So if you had submitted to this, you would have either found the no ultra strat and just probably done somewhere in between Wade and Snoop, or you would have destroyed Marth's auto submission on the regular no glitch route. Hopefully it's back to normal.
It's still lagging a fair bit.
Okay. I'll just do that.
Dude, this computer does... Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
What just happened?
Oh, okay, so I just read a message from Snoop. So Luigi Circuit is beginner course, and Daisy Circuit is senior course. Why is Mario Circuit not medium course?
That's a question.
Okay, please tell me there's no lag.
There's still lag.
No.
Hopefully that's not... I don't think that's on my end.
Okay, I'll just catch up. My phone's like 5 minutes behind. The chat's... Oh, it's actually 10, 12 minutes behind. Okay, I'll play that.
Really?
Hope. Oh no, it's fine. What are you talking about?
It's not on my end.
That's your end only.
Are you sure?
No. I'm just gonna play through because Mooney had a really cool post lap TAF.
Maybe it is on my end. I'm not sure.
There's no lag. Yeah, Spirit X just confirmed.
That's odd. Let me refresh. Let me try closing some stuff on my computer. No, it's still doing it. What the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good now.
So yeah, so CF had a really good,
no, we're not.
Really good run, but
what the hell is going on, dude?
There was some strats that, like, first of all, CF would have beat Marth if he had had more time to optimize the run, but there were some strats that he still didn't do as well. And Marth just completely destroyed everyone who used manual on the normal route.
Alright, now we're good.
And like every part of Marth's run was just amazing to watch. Like every trick was super low. And then of course, because of automatic, you can actually hold a wheelie through that thing. So it could potentially have actually been a little faster. Who knows? And then of course, every so often that's usually it. But yeah, finding that cool wall clip location is really awesome. So yeah, here's our submission. We worked so much on this, just like task 12. Like I even used text files for a small portion of it because we were trying to hit the checkpoint one frame closer. And then I found that really cool wall clip that was us returning back in bounds. And then there's a lot of tech that we use that's obviously outside drift only that we learned from the previous time we won. And then here's Snoop's run that isn't as optimized as ours by quite a bit, but uses much better strat because doesn't stay on the ice as long. And therefore it goes faster. And then Wade and EJ did even better than that.
Like a few more to go through. Really
yeah.
Tired.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's been a while since I've stayed
we're like 75% through.
Yeah. But like I've also not really had much to say because I didn't contribute to most of these, but like
we're about to get to the one. This is the next one. Like we're gonna be able to talk about both of it because we both had different like perspectives on that task. So yeah, so what you're seeing now is you can stay out of bounds all the way to the end. I was just really dumb and didn't realize you could do that. And then EJ optimized his a little better than Wade's. But still not as optimal as R1, at least.
Ice is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, ice actually slows you down. If it's slippery off-road. Is it going to stay public? I don't know. Because it's going to make it so that some other videos aren't going to get recommended because this gets really bad watch time. But considering how much like information we're putting into this, I don't know.
Just put it in like a playlist or something and make it unlisted.
Yeah. Because I'm actually planning on doing a series where we do something like this. We like analyze and react to them, but like it includes something else that's a secret. But next is task 1 2021. So I'm going to explain exactly how it worked. So I was the sole contributor to creating this task, and it worked out perfectly, exactly how I wanted it to be. except for one small thing, which is unfortunate.
Oh yeah, this was the one that had Nox Pro make a really good submission,
Yes,
but still do really bad.
I know. So Task 1 2021 was essentially either do Task 3, Task 8, or Task 14. So either do the one that Jellipuff won, do the one that Jellipuff won, or do the one that Jellipuff got second in. And so surely that means Jellipuff's going to win. Surely Jellipuff will win. Oh, also, by the way, you had to get 122 XIZ speed for at least 2 frames in a row. And that was really important. That got people disqualified because they had outdated info display.
That sucks.
Although, one of the people that... so the biggest one that got DQ'd was Luke's submission that ended up beating first place by over a second. But there was no way on that track to actually get the speed required. And so the comment was, oh yeah, Spirit X, this is you. This was your first submission. So the comment was...
According to the theory, global warming equals good. Yeah.
So the comment was... What was it? I love that Luke would have won by 1.2 seconds, but the rule he broke that he wouldn't go fast enough.
No, if you just average the speed, it would probably work out to about 120. So the thing is, option A was like definitely the worst, but there was still one person that made a really good option A run.
No. So option C was even worse than option A. So yeah, this is Knoxborough. He got 9th.
Right.
So
okay.
option C. So what I planned it to be was option C would have some really low level runs, and then the fastest ones would overlap with the slowest of option A, and then the fastest of option A would overlap with the slowest of option B, and that's kind of what happened. But nobody did option C, so it didn't work as well as I thought. Although it still worked out, and Noxpro did an amazing run. He still holds the best time for option A. So he got a huge shout out, like, to everyone. We all loved his run.
Yeah.
Like, this improves on Jellipuff's run, like, even more. Like, obviously there were some differences, like, you didn't have to touch that boost panel, and...
you also were allowed to use Funky.
Yeah. Well, you could too. Oh, no, you couldn't. Sorry.
Could I?
No, you couldn't. You used Rosalina. And yeah, he did this. Because you couldn't use the zippers, and in Task 3 you could. So he did that instead. And then we got into option B. So this is Dash doing similarly to what Mitch and H-Man did.
Yeah, Nox did something similar to what I did, but like without the unnecessary trick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and he did these cool super grand bits. I like that.
And then the 122 XYZ actually came from some of the zipper movement, which was really cool.
Wasn't it the task where I was adamant that I would win and I got 6th?
Yeah. So Jellipuff was very sure he would win. And we were in a call, so I'd already submitted my run, and we were in a call. Jellipuff was streaming me, so it was just him and I, so no rules being broken. He was showing me him making his run. Oh no, you weren't showing me, because I wasn't actually sure what time you were going to get, because you weren't telling me. Yeah, and so it was all that, and then you submitted, and I looked at your time, and I was just behind my computer. I was smiling so much because I had beaten Jellipuff by a mere 30-something milliseconds.
You absolute asshole!
I out Jellipuffed Jellipuff's win.
with the curio improvement.
I know. I mean, I did do a slightly different route to you, and I don't know if it was actually faster.
Yeah.
But I like how I did it, so I'm happy. You did do that trick kind of off though, like the one on the wrap.
You mean like the checkered ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten it. Yeah, I probably did.
Oh, Dash is here! No way, is that the potential winner of set 2? Yeah, you did. You missed all of 2020.
And also missed the fact that, hello, I am here. I am Jellopuff. I'm the one who does the things.
Oh yeah, because you actually won last year. Yes. Oh yeah, this was before I did the ghost comparisons because like this was a multi-track thing, so I couldn't really do that.
Yeah.
I wanted to like afterwards, but then I just lost motivation and never did it. But
I did a decent job with my submission, even if like, because like you found a different.
That strat is so cool. That strat is so cool. Just getting a clip off of the wall. And then, of course, we move on to an even faster track that nobody had thought of, which is Toad's Factory.
Toad's Factory?
Because all of them had watched a TAF by Marth that you and I hadn't.
That makes sense.
Because I haven't watched all of Marth's TAF compilations. I've only watched Charlie's TAF compilations. And of course, this is one of the times where you see Campbell went try hard because he almost perfectly replicated the inputs of the glitch TAS.
No.
But then he didn't do as well here, and then also had to use his mushroom. He had to use his mushroom on the tractors because the bulldozers, because when he didn't get the speed boost on the landing of the glitch, as opposed to everyone else did. I've just got to mute my microphone for a bit. You can commentate.
I can't really because I'm seeing it like 20 seconds in the past. That's pretty good. What the hell's wrong with you, Dash? I have not slept yet, so I'm exhausted. But what's up? But Dash, why? Why are you French Canadian? What's that supposed to mean, Spirit? That's not a good answer, Dash.
I'm back.
Thank God.
What's been going on?
I've been asking Dash why he's French Canadian.
Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so Daisy Circuit. This had 18 submissions. And
you did better this time.
This was a running thing between Jellypuff and myself. We ended up like placing either one higher or one lower than each other. But Jellypuff placed one higher more times, so you won.
Nice.
Because you placed first. Sorry, you placed ahead of me 3 times and behind me twice.
I was the only one that won first place twice in the first set of 2021.
Yeah. And I haven't won once.
Nice. That is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I would probably win Task 9 because I know all the strats. I know all the strats. You could ask me and I could tell you and you'd go, oh my god, what? I didn't think of that.
Probably.
There's just so much that that H-Man and I crammed into there. It's just crazy. Billy also helps so much. I can't stress that enough.
Look, I'll find every strat. Just you wait.
I'm sure you will, but you haven't yet, so... This was really fun because, like, one, the ghost comparisons help a lot, but, what's it called? People learn so much about, like, the cone physics on this task.
Cone percentile. Yeah, you can move them by a very small amount.
Like, Moth and I both had, like, extremely small, cone pushes.
Also, ghost comparisons.
Yeah. So, like, I didn't tell people that I was doing that beforehand. And then when the premiere came, I was like, guess what? Take a look. Also, Moth, yeah, he used automatic, so automatic can actually accelerate way better than manual on really complex turns.
Yeah.
So, like, this task was perfect for it.
Of just, like, wheeling into a lot of these and not...
Only difference is, like, manual, you can charge mini turbo. So if there's, like, no opportunity to charge mini turbos, then automatic is way faster. Because, one, it can turn better.
On this track in particular, it's actually, like, for this task...
It was slightly... Yeah, it was just a little slower because, like, there were too many mini turbos that could be done.
Yeah, and plus, like, if you're slamming into the freaking cones, then you're losing speed, and mini turbos allow you to gain that back immediately.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and this did so well. This task and the next task especially, like, people started, like, doing heaps and heaps of post-lap tasks. And then task 4, like, not many people even did one. Task 5, there was, like, the minute-long one by the third place team. And then task 6, I was just like, okay, that's enough. Please stop. And then I just did one myself.
I think I've only worked on, like, 2 post-lap tasks.
I mean,
or tasks, rather.
Are you including BC3?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only ones I've done are BC3 and MT.
Oh, yeah. I'm still a little unhappy that you, like, copied exactly what I did and then didn't credit me in that bit.
I'm sorry.
But like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just a post-lap tap. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's just like, back in, like, 2017 when I was first doing, like, backward stuff, and I eventually uploaded a video on that in 2018. I did that backwards log cut on Maple Treeway, and I was like, I don't know if any video that's ever done that before, and so I was really excited to, like, you were in the perfect spot to set that up, and so I just did that, and then I really wanted to get the gap jump, but then I just couldn't, and so I just, like, I'll just end it there.
Yeah, I appreciate your help. I'm sorry that I didn't like give you proper credit. I just didn't know how to really implement that there. Plus,
Yeah,
like, the description was like 100 characters away from not
yeah,
being like
yeah.
being too long.
It's really annoying when you have like you really want people to read the description, but you don't want to put it in. So you really want it to be like a description that explains everything, but you don't want to put it in a separate document because people won't read it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to make a video about the MT flap tasks, honestly.
Yeah,
It's just
that it could have
would
its
be a
own separate
lot.
video just on like the entire progression and the just every little bit of stuff that was worked on.
Yeah.
Like you and I figured out so much about like flap cycles around the same time, like on Coconut Mall and Maple Tree Way. Like nobody had any clue. People thought it was just like
giving himself ad money.
It was like free. People thought it was going to be free flap delays, but no, there's desyncs.
Yeah, nope, it's not.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so here the submissions got closer and closer every time. Submissions here got closer and closer every time, and this was around the time. Like, I'm not going to do as much commentary on this stuff because you can just watch the streams and see exactly what I think of the runs. But
Jonah asks, "What dog do you have?"
Who?
Jonah in the chat.
Oh, is Jonah back? No way. Oh, cool. What dog do I have? I have a Whippet. Its name is Pi, as in the number pi, because I like maths.
Cool. Maths is fun.
Yeah. Yeah. My mom just got back from some painting thing. She painted a picture of the dog, which is really good. Wow. I'm looking at it right now. The eyes are great.
It's the MVP of tassing moms.
Yeah, she has a shirt with the Super Grind logo on it.
Love it. That's great. But yeah, as I was saying, the MT analysis video, I do want to make that. It's just that would be a ton of work to like make a script. And then to like have to edit everything.
There's so many videos like I want to make, but I just don't have the motivation or time to do it because it'd be such a big project.
Same, dude. I have like 3 different video ideas on top of the tasks that I want to make.
Yeah, like there's this video like I want to make on like the history of April Fool's tasks. Because like so much work has been put into all of them. It's a really like it's a long story.
Don't think about how much work is put into like commentary videos until you like start trying to lay it out.
Yeah. I mean, I've done one commentary video. It was extremely like the visuals were like sort of good quality, but like it wasn't very. It's really difficult to get good visuals, and like the commentary was bad because I either talked really fast or really slow. Yeah, it was the Mega Favorite Numbers video on Super Mario 64. Yeah. But yeah, so you got second in this one. And you found the clip thing. Yeah, that was like Wade was going to do that. I don't know if he did do it in the submission.
Wait, what?
I think Wade also did that strat. I don't remember.
The clip off the wall and
the
slip drift?
Yeah. There's so many ways you can do that turn. It's just stupid.
Oh, and then I did that.
And then CF just like with TAS 23, he just beat everyone by so much.
Yeah. But hey, I'll take second.
Yeah, no. Just look, he's just off screening.
I can't, I have a delay.
He got a slip drift off of a concave slope. That shouldn't happen.
Kuro, please. If you guys are listening, can I get a Kuro, please, in the chat?
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so we're up to task 3. So this is where we're going to get into a separate video as well. This is another time where we've made a separate video on the task competition task, aside from the task competition task itself. So task 3.
That independently.
Yeah. So This was Grumble Volcano. No,
funky style.
Grumble Volcano, and also, you couldn't touch any rocks. But the thing is, it was a cursed vehicle. Yeah. Have a look.
Well, no, you're not doing it right, Conan. Here, I'll show you how to do it.
Yes, you are the master of saying Kiro, please.
I am.
You invented it.
Yeah. I stand by it. Oh, this task. Okay, so you guys may remember, earlier on, I mentioned that this task had the smallest margin of error of between first and second in any of the tasks.
That's true.
I'll go ahead and spoil it for you. That margin of error is 7 milliseconds. 7, less than 1 frame.
That's less than half a frame.
Yeah, you'll see. It's ridiculous.
It would have
ghost comparison. They're like.
It would have been
like
it would have been like 40 milliseconds, but
yeah. But I don't care. I mean, it's probably possible to beat all of the number 1 submissions with most of these.
Yeah. Like, it's probably not possible to beat things like the Task 20 submission by Space Whale or Snoop's Task 19 DK Summit submission. But like
Moonview Highway one that we did.
That one's probably not beatable.
Yeah.
And then you got the ones that look the most optimal, so like Task 5 and Task 12. Those two like have a lot of improvements. Like, when we finally get around to improving Task 5, because we're planning on improving all of them, we're still stuck on the very first task. It's a work in progress, so it will be out eventually. But what was I gonna say?
You have so many goddamn ads on your videos.
I don't know. I didn't ask for that.
Oh yeah, this task was also fun because I did a cool thing that nobody else does.
Jello invents new strat, part 8.
This is why I'm the king of the super grind.
No, that's false.
Okay, sure. Keep on telling yourself that.
Ask Mario, he'll agree with me.
Sure.
Oh, this was the cool thing with Funky's leg stuck out. And then Snoop managed to get like a huge increase in like vehicle speed from 0. Just take a look. And then drifting.
Are you talking about the post-lap TAF?
Yeah.
I didn't realize how far to the left he went to do Rockless. What the hell? How did he get that much air off of the
and yeah. It's actually crazy. Nox Pro's run actually looks kind of good, but it was just like the lines just weren't correct.
You can't have onions. They're illegal.
Ooh, Nox Pro kind of did the correct thing. This was the task where I said, okay, everyone's just doing exactly the same thing. The tasks are super long. Just need to limit it a little, please. And then task 5 happened.
Oh yeah, that one was good.
And it still had like a minute more.
Expect what happened.
No, I'm talking about the like. I know that happened, but I'm talking about the TAF after the submissions themselves. Like the 3rd place team, they had like a 1.5 minute long TAF, and then they still had a minute extra that they didn't end up showing because they hadn't finished it yet.
Oh my god.
And that was me saying, okay, no more tasks, please. And then I still kept mine in for task 6 because I forgot I said that. More ads.
Is there someone in the background that, like...
Yes.
Of your...
There is someone in the background.
Who's that? Or is that personal information?
That's personal information, please.
Okay. But yeah, recommendation to anyone that's here that wants to get into TASing, if you want to try to come up with strats, then stay in school. I'm not even joking. Like,
that is true. That's totally true.
You will just be sitting in your like third period class, and then you'll just be like, what if I do this weird thing? Maybe that'll work. And then you get home, you try it, and it somehow works.
You don't even need to get home. You can just be thinking in school, then get on a bus, and then do it on the bus.
That too.
I did find DKJP Super Grind on a bus.
Yeah, that is true.
And I filmed it on the bus.
I brought the freaking GV flap down by 2 seconds, and it's a 3-second. It was a 3-second flap to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't understand why school does that, but it does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So.
Well, Pyramid's ending was really clean.
Yeah. It wasn't the best strat though. I did try to recreate that on your submission, but it wasn't faster. It was like a combination.
Really clean looking.
A combination of what Luke did and what I did was fastest.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't optimize my beginning as much because I didn't spend much time on it.
Yeah.
Because I did this in a day and a half because I had to judge the submissions.
Yeah.
But yeah, Luke went super close to the wall. That isn't actually optimal because you don't end up getting a mini turbocharge.
So, as I was saying, 7 milliseconds.
New strat.
Luke got a...
and his name is DQ God. That's really funny.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Task 1 where he beat first place by 1.2 seconds, but wasn't going fast enough, so got DQ'd.
I don't know if Rock Popple with beer with one through.
Ooh, there we go. But as we all know, I have proof that it's possible to beat Jellypuff.
Shut up. But yeah, the super grind here is... I don't know why I came up with that idea, but I was just like, this throws you to the side in such weird ways that...
Oh, yeah.
Like, this has to be...
It gives us, like, the best possible setup for a super grind. It starts you moving sideways, plus it gives you sideways momentum.
Yeah. I was so intent on making sure that this was first place, because I knew that would be such a cool way to finish the video, and I was so close to it not being first. Of course, I could have improved it by like 3 frames, but I mean, whatever. I don't even care.
Oh yeah, Snoop, your start was amazing, actually. I watch it and it's just doing some stuff like.
Watch the results for this one.
Oh, this one was a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I made my submission on the first day, and then we changed the rules so that it would be accurate to the updated code, and then I was like, are you kidding me? I would have been able to do better strats, and I ended up getting 5th. But you lost a lot of time just from doing that wheelie turn. Looks like
I don't know which one you're talking about. See?
Your submission that you're about to see. Also, yeah, I genuinely don't know what happened or why the pokies and bats and sand unloaded.
I don't remember what I did for this. I made it so fast. And now it's lagging again. God damn it.
No, it's not.
At least for me. Oh, there we go. Now it's good.
Oh yeah, so watch. I catch up so much just to you because of that wheelie turn. And yeah, because I was about a second behind. If you hadn't...
I can't see it yet. There's a delay.
It's so funny. It's just deep.
Wait, what the heck?
I know.
The bat just like...
Yep.
Was like not even there.
Yeah, the bats, the pokies, and the sand just weren't there at all. I think it has something to do with advanced live replay because like the game thinks you're somewhere else and must like load it at a different time to when you're actually there. And then rip high by hello.
I was actually ahead of you.
Yeah, you were well ahead of me. But me not really turning and then me doing the different zipper strat was better.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah.
This was...
Man, that was only place?
Yeah. So Dash won this because he actually paid attention to the rules and planned out what he was going to do really well.
Yeah, I just sort of put together whatever the hell I could get
Yeah.
for the time right now. Yeah. So that was why my submission was, you know...
Yeah, I hadn't considered doing things like Rio drifts or using airtime to help hold drifts longer and change directions, but like...
Wow. I did not even think about going for the... Well, I did, but like I didn't think it was possible to do the wall glitch. That's...
Yeah, I know. And then like Dash like use the fact that, hey, if I go off a ramp and then I drift and then I go off the next ramp, I can just stay outside of a wheelie the whole time. And he used that like everywhere, and he was able to do so many things that no one else did because he just...
It's automatic?
Yeah, select use automatic, and that was actually a super smart thing. Oh yeah, ignore the crying, that's just my dog.
Imagine having a dog.
What do you mean imagine having a dog? Do you not have a dog?
No, I have a cat.
Oh!
Joe Puff's a cat person.
I'm assuming you heard that. I'm assuming you heard that.
Yeah, I did.
Now I'm crying.
Same.
Oh, he said same. But yeah, Jello, watch this.
Okay.
He still hasn't held a wheelie yet. There, he's holding a wheelie now, but that whole start hadn't held a wheelie. Okay.
Wait, I can't... Are you talking about Campbell's submission?
I'm talking about Dash, sorry.
Alright, then I can't see it yet. I'll tell you when Dash's starts. Okay, it's just about... Yeah, okay. It's at the countdown now.
Okay. It's at the end of the video for me. Oh, you can see Heart of China in the background if you look carefully enough.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, he did really smart things.
That's smart.
Yep.
Oh man, I should have thought of that.
Well, like, yeah, no, we couldn't think of it because we didn't actually spend time on it. Okay, so task 5. So basically what happened was I really wanted to have some way of doing like the entire scavenger hunt, but like Invisible Maze is dumb. There's two things where you're just going through... There's two things where you're just going through off-road and nothing else. And so I just got rid of those, made it better for other things, and said, okay, go through the secret tunnel, charge a wall bounce SSMT, to prove that you hit the sign in the big restaurant, and then go through the secret tunnel and teleport behind the finish line to finish. And so in order to say that you actually went through the secret tunnel, I said, okay, go through both respawns.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's not going to be any other way to get to the first one, right?
Right.
Well, that's what I thought.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, it's a long intro because the text is long.
Yeah. I actually decided after the fact to do the full scavenger hunt.
What?
And I didn't know. I just on my own time to just do the full scavenger hunt.
Oh, okay. How long did it take the invisible maze?
I don't exactly remember how long, but it was annoying as hell because like every single square has like a changing elevation.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a goddamn mountain range.
Yep.
It's like why?
Yep. Okay, so the thing with this 5th place submission is they used Toad, but then they didn't ever accelerate outside of a boost. So they never actually used the acceleration stat.
Anyway, I'd like to say that this version of Heart of China, I had never played it before, and I was sort of like, I don't like this nearly as much, but it's actually quite nice.
Oh, yeah. It's really cool. Like, if you play this and then go to the old version, but if you played the old version more, then I understand why you'd think that you'd think that this isn't as good. It's like, yeah, it got rid of a lot of cool things, but it also added so much more.
I mean, it has a lot of... Yeah. This version's cool. I like it. Like, because I had a soft spot.
It's like the difference between TAFs and TASs. If TASs were CTs, this is the TAF of CTs.
Yeah. It's super cool. Yeah,
and
there
then
were a lot of people that didn't.
And then so
the railing of the staircase.
So we didn't trick off the railing. We actually didn't realize that because, like, how would you realize that? It's just railing.
Yeah, I think Snoop figured that out. That you could do that.
So the last room you can also trick off of. I remember, like, I was in just the chat and I was like, "Oh, you can trick on the last room."
You didn't know that?
No, I'd never done anything to do with Heart of China before this.
It didn't take me that long to figure it out because, like, there was a bump in the room. I'm like, trick off that, and then I just kept holding.
No. I realized that I knew that you could trick off the bump because, like, I'd seen it been done before. I didn't know the whole room was trickable, and so I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be really pain to optimize because of side trick abuse."
Yeah, and also because, like, doing 3 tricks is just a waste of time because, like,
the boost doesn't matter. You have to optimize for having the boost ending as late as possible.
I know, that was so annoying because it's just like, okay, the boost doesn't quite, like, last exactly the right amount of time.
Yeah. So you had to do a worse strat, but it ended up being faster. But, like, I'm still super proud of, like, what Campbell and I came up with, like, the restaurant section. Even though, like, yours looks so much better, ours is still, like, by the book, so much more optimal. Obviously, yours is better because of momentum hops, but, like, it doesn't, like... I don't know.
Yours is probably still more optimized, just in general.
Yeah. But, like as I was saying earlier, this is the only task that's had 2 extremely high level submissions, and then a third decent submission as well on top of that.
It's like, there were only, like, what, 6 submissions?
There were 5 submissions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 5th place was 136-ish, 4th was 133, 3rd was 130, 2nd was 127, and then 3rd was... Sorry, 1st was, like, 122. You guys beat us by 5 seconds. You beat us by 5 seconds.
Is the sub 127 possible?
Yeah, not 127, not 126, not 125, not 124, not 123, but 122.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay. We'll get to that strat in a sec. We'll see what happens.
But yeah, so our the section that Wade and I worked on, so like that short like 5-second bit when you're going between the two respawns, our section for that was the most optimal, and it's really funny. That's why I commented when the best section in your run isn't done by the best tasser in your team, who is Cavill, because he's better at tassing than I am. He just doesn't work on stuff, so he doesn't get it. So, yeah, he's so much better than me. Like, he has potential, he just doesn't use it.
See. No, give yourself some credit. You are pretty good. What the hell was that?
Oh, what the noise is? That's one of my dog's toys. It's a duck.
Oh.
But yeah, the reason, like, so the end of the end of our run was improvable because of the Rio Drift strat that Dash's team did. Because Campbell realized that he had misremembered the optimal wheelie turning strat, and it's actually faster to do a Rio Drift instead of re-wheeling. But yeah, we found so much.
If I had pitched my thing to them earlier, then we probably would have had a better run. Because I made a prelim ending because we didn't have time.
Yeah.
But like the ending didn't really matter as much compared to the strats that we found.
Yeah, you were gonna win regardless.
Hey, EJ.
Oh, EJ is here.
Dude, why does he get to be a moderator?
Because he's trustworthy.
Damn, okay. You were the one that DM'd me to be in this call.
I actually DM'd 3 people, you were the only one that responded.
Oh, god damn it, never mind.
You were the one I DM'd last though, so that's why you responded.
Well, I mean, it's 5 in the morning over here. I don't have to be here, but I'm here.
I have to wake up at 5 in the morning tomorrow because I've got a TAS comp stream to watch. And I'm so excited.
Oh, cool, but I'm here just because I want to talk to my friend. So I'm glad that you don't trust me. But yeah, you guys had a really solid run here. It's just that, like...
Yeah, I worked on most of this ending.
Yeah.
Because I spent the most time on the run in total, because I came up with most of the strats. But then Campbell obviously optimized more and found a few extra things. But then you guys just went overboard.
Yeah.
Like, as you can tell, we were ahead at the start. And then...
Yeah, and then, well...
This happened.
So, to give a little bit of an explanation, I had known that I'd used that inner tube to go through the wall at some point, but I didn't know if it was possible to do it on other sides of the room because he went specifically through a window. So I decided to test it out, and then it happened, and then I realized that the area that you need to go to in order to get the respawns is directly beneath that area.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, if I just clip it at the very bottom of the wall, then I won't go through it onto the other side of the track, and I'll just go directly into the area we need to go to.
Yep.
And so I DM'd Furio to ask him what the clarifications were, and he just said go through both respawns, and I was like, perfect.
Yeah, you knew that, but the problem was you thought that I had also done the same thing, so you were worried and thought you needed to optimize it, but you were already so far ahead and ended up optimizing it way more than you needed to, just like Task 19 with Snoop, worrying that she wasn't going to win.
I just went completely overboard with making it absolutely perfect. Like, I drove straight into the respawn. And I was like, does anybody want to work on this? Like, I don't, like, and then, like, Snoop and Toki both were willing to look at it, and I showed them the thing, and they were like, what the hell did you just do?
Okay.
And then Snoop, the absolute legend, she was able to come up with a really cool exit for the shop, which we'll now see, or for the...
Oh yeah, that was amazing. It's like the strats in the third section were amazing. I mean, look at the mini-map. Look how far ahead you are.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we're like 5 seconds ahead.
You can, like, you're turning around and we're just entering.
Yeah. It's completely ridiculous how broken that is. How, like, broken
this shortcut was, yeah.
That shortcut is. It saves more time than some ultra shortcuts do.
Yep.
Yeah, the ending was definitely, like, preliminary, but, like, it didn't matter. Because, like, with a 5-second time save, there's, like, no way to go.
So I'm not gonna watch this, because this is just, like, for extra stuff. That's how we, like, this is how we know for sure who's got the best stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, like, I made an extra comment saying exactly, like, because when I was editing it, I did have to find out who was the fastest and who was the slowest. So I did have all the data on that. Oh yeah, so it took 5 hours to make the comparison. It will never be that complicated again.
Okay, I was going to do something for Task 6, but then I just got so confused with the... Oh, thanks, Colt. I got so, I just could not think of what would be the right strat to go for in terms of, like, where to use the PALs.
Yep.
And I just, like, my brain crumpled.
Honestly, if you don't know, just do what you think is right first, and then just hope that you do well. If you don't do well, then don't worry about it. Like, you have the problem with you is you have a reputation that you will generally do well. I don't.
Yeah.
Like, my status used to be ready for like, my nickname used to be ready for middle placings because I was consistently placing in the middle.
Whenever I really, like, put a lot of time into it, I can usually get, like, top 3.
Yeah.
Like, relatively easily.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on...
Curious.
I'm really hyped for the next task.
Any of the submissions beyond task 5 because I was just like, yep, I don't need anything else. This is my life. I'm happy with this life. Whoa. Oh, it's because you can't hit any of the boost panels. Okay.
Yeah, you can't hit... Well, sorry. You can touch the boost ramps if you don't technically touch them. So what a lot of people found, and most obviously was Wade, because he actually got the momentum from it, was the ruling said as long as you don't drop to about 50 speed and the flames don't come out of your bike when you touch it, then it doesn't count as touching the ramp. But the thing is, the ramp also gives you slightly different angular push. So your height gets increased.
Oh.
And that helps you perform the big shortcut. And what I did, I didn't go by that. I went safe and only touched it properly. I ended up with slower strats. Wade did the opposite of that. He abused it as much as possible. It was just like Task 13, except there was definite ruling, so you could get away with it.
I see.
But it's ghost comparisons like these that really show you what kind of stuff you should try to improve when making your TASs. Like, these videos are really good if you want to know, this lost me time, why?
I know that you're saying, like, that as an example, but it's still funny to think about you just saying that out of context.
This lost me time. Why? Yeah. Okay, what were you going to say? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Remind me tomorrow morning to work on the current task, because now I want to do that.
Right. Jello, are you going to be awake to watch 1TED59's stream?
Probably not. I'm gonna be
I'll
completely dead.
I'll DM you anyway because I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow.
All right.
It's in like 7 hours.
Well, I mean, we're gonna be done in just a little bit, and I'm going to bed directly after that. So
Same. Like the time it is for you right now is when I have to wake up.
yeah.
Like if you look at like that Slick and how he's making that Mario Raceway flap, he has like a huge understanding of like game tech, but like he only loses due to strats and how he takes lines, not the tech he's using. It's like he's soft drifting Poppy just like in the wrong places.
Oh.
But he knows what is
Yeah,
optimal. There's a difference.
Yeah,
there's a huge difference between Dash and Slick. So Dash doesn't optimize his, but always does things.
What?
Dash does his properly. Sorry, not properly. Dash doesn't optimize his runs, but he does better strats and better lines. Slick optimizes their run, but doesn't do proper strats and sometimes doesn't do proper lines. And that's why Dash usually ends up ahead of most people all the time, is because he actually does know what he's doing, he just doesn't try.
Yeah, this was a very like good usage of like custom tech with like the Feather Pals. Because like this is exactly what like a task competition should be about.
Oh yeah, so I actually, if you go to the very start of the stream, you can see my comments on my run myself. I won't go into more detail about it because I actually talked about.
What matters, Dash? Like if you're doing your best and you're having a good time, just learning, doing some TASing, like, because I mean, you know, even if like we say we do TASs because like, oh, we have to, or that like we gotta improve the times, but like, you know, we do still enjoy like making these quality runs.
Yeah, and the thing with task competition, it's a place for people to task just for fun, and also there's just that little extra bit of competitiveness added in just to make that more fun.
Yeah.
Like there would be no best task in Mississippi without task comp.
Motivation after 10 minutes. I know that feels, Snoop.
Oh yeah, so yeah, watch Wade's run. You can see how high he goes up, and that's just due to the fact that he's abusing the loophole in the roll.
Ooh, I like that. Alright, let's see what this loophole is.
And then he actually did the streamless clip, but not in the run.
Whoa.
Yep.
What the? That is odd.
And then you can look at Campbell. His run is like the strats are properly done as well. I want to see what that looks like against like Monsters Lap 1. I can probably give it to him and he can compare though.
It's odd seeing a run of a time trial without mushrooms.
I know, yeah.
And like, it's not like you're choosing not to use them; you just
don't have them
at all.
Campbell's run looks so good.
Oh my god, Campbell's clips here are super clean.
Yeah, like everything, like he put so much effort into task components, like as if they were real tasks. But like I just said, if you look at Marth, this is what should have happened in task 20.
Let's see what happened. Did he use automatic here?
No, he did not. When he doesn't use automatic, he should win, but he didn't in task 20 for whatever reason. Because Space Whale.
Alright, let's see this. This is gonna be good.
Oh my god, it's so good. Also, I'm really sorry, Dash. I know I give you a hard time, but it's just really difficult when like you still have a lot to learn. Anyway, yeah. So Coconut Mall task is next. That was one with no ghost comparisons. I don't know if you were in that stream though.
Quality run.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. So this is the one with the using a maximum of 3 mushrooms. Really complete lap 1 in under 40 seconds.
The only thing I know about the task, like after.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Number 1 submission for task A was actually a BKT.
Yeah.
And I actually thought of something similar for that. Actually, I thought of instead of using the mushroom, I thought of using the boost panel that like right before the mushroom.
Yeah, but that would have given you off-road glitch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and that would have slowed you down. It would have been slower.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because when you have off-road glitch, you only move at like drift speed.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so task 7 was basically like task 5, but only Coconut Mall, and you weren't restricted to anything. And what I did was I said, okay, I wonder what would happen if I allow people to be able to use the ultra shortcut. And then I got annoyed because I found a really cool route that didn't use the ultra shortcut that ended up being way slower. Do go watch that video, by the way. It's actually a really well made task. I'm more proud of that than my actual submission. It's called Unfortunately Slower Route for Task 7.
But mark my words, guys. I will be making a submission for task 9.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's a score meter where the lap time the lap counter should be.
That's very helpful.
That's made by TZ. He's an amazing code creator. That's our official head of code, official head of Gecko Codes, as we call him. Resident Gecko Code Creator. Yeah. As you can see, Hi Bye Hello is doing the correct thing. This is what I wanted to happen. Because you can use the super grinds that have been known but never implemented because slower.
Yeah. Man, who disliked this?
I don't know. I know I liked it. I always like my own videos. I don't like all of them. I only like the videos that I actually like. I don't pretend that I don't like them, because the whole point of liking a video is how many people like this video. I don't always like my own videos because they're not always good. This one was a good video. Like, I have disliked one of my own videos before.
Really?
Yeah.
I out Pizza the Hut. Okay.
Oh yeah, I have to say this is one of the best usernames of someone that's submitted to ever compete.
I love that.
Every time I just read it out in the streams, I'm like, best username ever. I out Pizza the Hut.
They used this method to go out of bounds?
Yeah, they did. They do essentially RTA submissions. Oh my god! So what Charlie is doing right now on my end, he found a strat that I had found to be slower when working on the no ultra task that still has never been finished because motivation. And then he found something that is really cool as well that Wade also did. Because you can actually start a super grind out of bounds.
What the hell is Charlie doing here? Wait, what? Huh?
Yeah, I know. So you actually missed that by like 20 minutes one time when I was streaming no ultra and then just lost motivation and started working on something else in one of the calls. Because you joined right after I was finishing working on it. And I was testing if that was faster. Unfortunately, it isn't because you can't turn enough, which is sad. But hey, is Tim still here? Because this is your 6th place. Because I actually got, I don't remember. Let me check what my unfortunately slower thing is. Unfortunately slower route for task 7. Because I ended up getting... So the rest of these routes are all using the ultra shortcut. So I ended up getting 732 points. 6th place got 600 and something. So very big difference. I had like over 2 seconds more of rapid fire hops because I did super grinding.
Yeah. And his run just ended on our end. Whoa, the jump from 6th to 5th was huge.
Yeah, that's why I said it's because they use the ultra shortcuts. And then ads.
But they only... Whoa, what the... Oh.
And then I did the same thing, but I managed to super grind and stay super grinding. I don't get how I did it. This was like
Dude, that's so smart.
This is the freest super grind I've ever been in. If you watch mine, which you will obviously, but
39.999. That's awesome.
If I hadn't slowed down for like 3 seconds, then I would have been able to super grind for about 3 seconds longer, and I would have got like 1,300 points. But I didn't.
Thought of that.
Take a look at my super grinder. And it's still going.
Honestly, it may have been faster to just like, instead of using, just to get there as fast as possible.
You'll be oh right, you still haven't actually seen the rest of the submissions. Oh, you're gonna love it.
Whoa, oh my god, this is a very weird looking super grind that you're doing.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the... 39.994.
Yeah, because I would have got about 3 seconds more rapid fire hops if I had actually done an optimal glitch entry, but I used a ghost that ended it 3 seconds later, so I just had to wait for the ghost. Because I needed a reference ghost in order to actually make the entry. And the only one I had was by myself that had done it during the ultra shortcut competition between me and EJ.
And me, kinda.
And you, kinda. Until weird things happened.
Yeah.
And then we all realized DDR Ultra sucks.
Oh my god, what the hell is this, Dash?
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh my god.
What are you up to?
30 seconds.
In what?
In Dash's run.
Oh, okay. You're still behind.
Okay.
Tell me when Wade's tell me when Wade's run says go. Like say 3, 2, 1, go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, I've synced my phone with your computer then.
He's using spear?
You'll see why. It actually isn't beneficial, but it somehow still worked.
Okay.
Oh my god, you're gonna love first place.
Wait, what?
I know, you can rub up against a wall somehow. I didn't even know that. Because I thought you could only do it in a boost. Like how Snoop and Marth did in Task 4. Okay, so get ready to be surprised. You ready?
Oh, that's okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. What? He's moon grinding. What is this? What? This is so dumb.
That's what?
Is he gonna? Yeah.
Yeah. So he got 1352. I could probably have got like 1310 max if I had maxed my run. So this one is clearly the most optimal.
Wow. That is straight up moon grinding. What the hell?
That's now the official name. I actually had never thought of that. That's a really good one. Okay, so are you guys ready?
For task 8.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to open the thumbnail editor for result videos and show you a close-up look of what I actually did on the thumbnail itself. So if you look here, there's a certain face right here, and that face is, if I get rid of everything else, the one and only adjustments, transparency, brightness. Yes.
Oh.
Justin.
It's Pikachu.
Okay, undo. I'm gonna go back though, so we can actually watch this final one and enjoy it in all its glory. So on Mushroom Gorge, using a maximum of 3 mushrooms, complete lap 1 as fast as possible. You must bounce off exactly 4, no more, no less, unique mushrooms at least once. And so, of course, we've got 10th place beating 8 people with a cart. Which is actually a pretty solid cart submission. It's like, shoutouts to ZapG for actually doing this. I'm surprised it did so well.
God, I'm really behind.
And there you go, 10th place finished. I'm behind as well on my phone. I think it's something to do with connection. Okay, so 9th place. So I have to keep commentating as if it was live, so I can't do that. So 9th place, Lines.
Oh my god!
That's
Remember
good.
the backwards super grind on
Yep.
PC3 and
Yep.
the post task?
Yep.
Post flap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On like the post. Yeah, that is also moon grinding. I just realized.
That's moon grinding. Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
For a slightly different reason, but it's still moon grinding. Oh, yeah. They didn't have their full shroom boost. That's not very good. All right. I'm going to do a little extra.
We need to coin that as an actual term. That's amazing.
So here's another one of Tim Mitt's submissions.
Yeah, videos.
Oh, no, not again. Okay. Just give me a second. I'll refresh it.
It's running at, like, skipping every, 70 frames.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I've gone all the way. Oh no, it started. Found out late. Okay, so you get to watch 10th place again, and then I'll skip to the start of 9th, and then skip all the way to 8th.
Okay.
So yeah, this is 10th. So Zapchi did a really good job with his submission.
But yeah, I thought about doing this and using like the off-road glitch. I didn't realize that like it kept you at drift speed, but I knew that since you had a boost and since like the cave you would get rid of it anyway.
Yeah.
Like it would be totally like detrimental, and plus you would skip having to bounce off of that one mushroom.
Yeah.
And that would make it so you could do the full no ultra strat in the cave.
Yeah. I actually did a lot of routing on this task, but it never amounted to anything since I somehow missed 1 or 2 routes that ended up being the most optimal. So I listed out every possible combination of using mushrooms and bouncing on mushrooms, but I didn't take into account the fact that you don't actually have to use all your mushrooms wherever you want. It's like, say you only use 2 of your mushrooms, that's still an extra one left over, but I didn't take into account that, hey, you could actually still use an extra one. It's not like you're only allowed to use 3. But yeah.
Yeah, it's lagging again. But okay, cool. Now we're good. At least for me.
Okay. I've got it on my phone as well, so I can tell if it's lagging.
Whoa! Oh my god, that was a really clean wall shortcut with part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why I didn't think to try what I was doing with the mushroom instead of the boost panel. Because honestly, that makes more sense.
Yeah. The problem is, though, like, the only reason nobody's ever done it before is, 1, people didn't think it would count the lap because they just assumed that cutting that entire turn wouldn't count the lap, even though the key checkpoint.
I knew it would count the lap.
Even though the key checkpoint is at oh, nice slip drift, Tim. Even though the checkpoint is at the mushroom, people just assumed it wasn't. After that, though, like, getting across the gap is super difficult because you have to fall down and then fall back up again.
Yeah.
And you can only do that far enough to the left. You can only do that super far on the left. Otherwise, oh yeah, shoutouts to Spirit X for moving backwards in the start slide.
Did you really?
Yeah, take a look when you get there. Oh, you're gonna have to wait for a long time. I paused it while you were talking. And another thing with this task had so many different routes, and so you can't just base what placing you were on and where you lost or gained time as how well you made your run. So, for example, Ancient in 6th place probably had one of the most optimal submissions. Like, not as optimal as mine, so I had way better strats in the middle. But he actually did mushroom abuse on that first mushroom. I'm going to go back because I want to talk about that. That's actually really important. So I'm going to do more of an analysis on this.
Wait, is the current is this category's BKT listed on mkoetas.com?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
have its own video, or is it just a link to a timestamp?
It's a link to a timestamp in this video. It used to be a link to the Twitch clip.
Oh.
So if you look here, look at the speedometer in the bottom right. So it's on 85 at the moment. As soon as you hit a mushroom, it's meant to go to 73. But if you do mushroom abuse and citric abuse, then you can shoot yourself all the way up to 80. Or in this case, 83.
And there are some cases where you can actually get it well over 90, but that's very, very particular.
Yeah.
That requires, I think, landing on the mushroom 3 times all, like, in a row.
Yeah, I don't get how that works, though. Because I'm not very good at mushroom abuse.
I don't know how I found that 90 kmh one in the cave.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, if you hop, then you stick to it more, so you're going to be able to collide with it more times. Anyway,
but I'm super glad that I found that, because it's, like, way faster.
The thing with Ancient's Run is it's only optimal in that small section at the beginning. All the rest of these strats aren't as good. And of course, he goes off to the left and does the left route for whatever reason. Which in itself is actually kind of impressive, because I didn't really expect that to even be a submission this high.
In the cave?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then, of
Aren't
course...
there the same number of rooms like, on both sides?
There's actually less on the left, I think. But you can't skip as many because it's uphill.
Yeah.
And yeah, so as I'll show you in my submission, there's a much faster way to do some of these strats. And then I love just skipping it to the left, going left, and then they're just, nah, I'll go the right.
You know what I think is great about the task comp is that it's gotten a lot more traction as of late, especially with like the task 2021.
Yeah.
Task comp 2021 rather. It's great to see that it's doing a lot better, and that means that there's a lot higher like production that goes into like the creation of them and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's great to see that, and that there's like much more of a community being built around it.
Although, oh hang on, just right here, the way Pyramid Stars has done all the strats is like not optimal, but still looks good and is probably slightly, only slightly slower. Plus, what I was going to say about the tasks is we've actually done much less work on tasks because we've had such a backlog of planned ahead ones. Luckily, we're coming up on the time where we're actually going to have to start making tasks again, which is always really fun. I've actually missed the days when we were actually spending time working on them. So yeah, so the reason I go to the left is because this is the fastest possible route that doesn't use the wall shortcut. And I proved that by listing out every possible route and tassing the fastest ones. I actually got a 31.2 using a slightly different route, which was way cooler. But yeah, I think
that I love how much time I lose just to character choice, and like, yeah, it's crazy how much Rosalina loses like compared to Funky Kong. It's crazy to think that somehow I was able to use Rosalina and still somehow set a PKT.
Oh, that's because you just use a spear. You just use a spear. So anyway, so on my run here, on my run here,
I don't think Pyramid did the right strat there.
No.
Like he tried doing what like the.
Yeah. That's why I said he did everything like ever so slightly wrong.
Yeah, the thing with that strat is that it's only faster if you're using rapid fire hop.
So right here, I don't get mushroom abuse, which is where Ancient's run is slightly more optimal. But then this turn here, I spent a lot of time experimenting. So you could get a second mini turbo and like get a slip drift right here and start charging it earlier. But then like that's way too much time in a drift that you don't actually need. So I realized that if you hop really late and then just really, really early, then it's faster. Plus, I actually found that you can get a slip drift here, which is really painful to get. And then, of course, what only I did for whatever reason is that you can actually charge a mini turbo here, and that's faster. And then what second place and sixth place and first place all did is they started a drift way too early here, which is slower because of whatever reason. I don't know actually why. I'm sure Jello can explain to me. And then I do this route because... I do this route because that's just how I planned.
If I knew what you were talking about.
I'm talking about the turn. I'm talking about the turn in the cave, but you can't explain yet.
Oh, well, I'm not even close to the cave right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You're only at the turn where I talk about the double drift. But anyway, so right here, I actually almost stick to the mushroom a little, which pushes me forward for whatever reason. It's actually kind of cool. But this is way faster than a normal landing on the mushroom, especially with a drift. And what I did that most other people didn't do is I land super early on this mushroom. And that is a huge time save that second and first didn't implement. And then although it looks like I'm losing time drifting here, that actually is the best way to turn myself to the left with the alignment that I had. And then I actually do a quite well done last turn. I'll wait for Jello to actually comment on how I did my gap jump. But yeah.
Oh, okay, let me see. I was gonna say the cave turn looked like the cave entry looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about, how other people didn't actually do the cave entry quite that well.
Well, because yeah, there's a lot of weird airtime they can get just from like doing the mini turbo too early, and that can cause you to gain air. That airtime causes your mini turbo to stop charging briefly.
Yep. And so for this here,
I experienced it a lot of the flat TAS.
For this here, Dash actually drifts way too late, and so ends up way on the left. But that's the most optimal for the RTA strat. And since Dash, for whatever reason, likes doing RTA strats, this would be the fastest if you were doing that. But it's faster. Yeah. I want you to talk about that. Is that good?
Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. I don't know exactly how optimized it is because the gap jump is pain.
Oh yeah, I know how painful it is.
Yeah, because you have to hold like a bunch of random angles in there.
Yep. It was horrible. Okay, so with Dash, it's faster to take like. It looks pretty similar. It's faster to take a route. Like if you were to go straight forward from where I'm facing right now with Dash's run, that's the most optimal path. But he goes way too far to the left, and therefore is able to take it tighter to the right, but that's not what you want. He also does a hop trick on that mushroom, which is much slower, and takes this turn really wide. He also does no slip drift here, so that loses about 16 frames worth of wheelie speed, and then no mini turbo charge here. And then he does this cave turn incorrectly. And loses that mini turbo charge. So for here, he could land much earlier. I am not 100% certain with that, because like the further left you go, the later you have to land. But if you land further right, you can land earlier, and that would be faster, because the longer you're in the air, the 100 speed drops below wheelie speed because airtime slows you down enough, and you end up going slower than wheelie speed, and so it's faster to be on the ground at that point. And then he actually uses his mushroom, and I'm sure it's because you're so far to the left that you didn't actually get a low enough bounce to land on the green, but you should have used your mushroom around here, and you used it here, and that means you're not actually getting any boost. And then you obviously just did the wall ride, so we're about tied here. I'm on the outside curve, but I'm going faster, and you're on the inside curve, you're going slower. And then you beat me by 14 milliseconds. And then, right, so this is Justin's run. So he does the same start slide as Dash, move more to the right, and then holding left a little to wiggle back into the right angle. That's just because of the fact that if you're turning and you wheelie, the wheelie takes you on a wider path than if you were to just use handling. And so if you handle right at the beginning, you still have the same acceleration, so it doesn't make a difference. But you end up ahead, so that's kind of what Justin did here, and he doesn't need to charge a mini turbo. I don't know if that would actually help, but it seems like it wouldn't, because you're able to accelerate much faster here, but basically maintains the sideways momentum by hopping right on the edge of the surface here, and then gets heaps of sideways momentum to the left, makes his way as far left as he needs to, and then pushes himself up to cross the gap where he can. And then by holding back here, gets even more airtime to land on the track here. And like in my run, it would have been faster to do a mini turbo here, but he doesn't. And it's faster to start a drift later here, but he doesn't, and that loses a little bit of time as well. but because of the angle he gets, and because he's using a mushroom, it doesn't really matter as much, but it still matters quite a bit because he lands super late here. That's like past halfway point in the mushroom, so that's losing a lot of time. And then, yeah, that's mushroom abuse there, so that's actually quite good. And then, yeah, he's not completely stuck to the wall. If you'd stuck to the wall a little more, you would have finished, I think, a little faster, but that is officially a flat BKT because, one, it's the only no ultra flap in existence, and two, it beats the no glitch flap by Jello and Luigi M. What do you mean, shh? Okay, so there's one more task that I haven't looked at.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Make it quick, because I swear I'm gonna freaking pass.
Me too.
I can't even talk.
Okay. No, the hype that I put in this was awesome. So basically, task 2, I didn't actually show it. Whoops. Yeah, it was this. So you had to hold a drift the whole lap, basically, but I had to make it extra clear that you couldn't do anything else that wasn't drifting in the lap. And then I missed one thing, which was using super grinding ejection momentum in the lap. And there was a whole debate about making tasks unfun because I was removing cool strats and making it something that was really boring that people couldn't ever figure out, and then I cancelled the task because of all that. Waited until I had someone that could help me make better tasks, which ended up being Estelai, and then we moved on to that DK Summit task that Jello demolished with the late submission. But this is the run that would have placed first. It was also the only submission.
Well, yeah, because it was the one that stirred up the controversy.
Yeah. But hey, imagine if I didn't have this ghost anymore. That would be sad.
Well, I mean, it's not like you would really have much of a way to lose that ghost.
I mean, it's on our MKW Task Comp account.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is, huh?
I couldn't just say the account because there are 3 of them. There's the one that was originally made for the competition, then there's the bot, and then there's the one that you used as an alt to submit to Task 14.
Oh, that's great.
But, okay, so that's...
Hello, AJ Styles. I'm really tired. I'm about to go to bed, but thank you for joining in.
Oh, yeah, so, Jellopuff, have you been around recently to see the messages that were sent and then deleted? And, hang on. Weren't you the guy that banned that guy for saying weird stuff about me in the Task Comp server?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Or not, no, I didn't ban him, but I kicked him.
That's him.
Who?
AJ Styles is that guy. He's my IRL friend.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, don't do that.
Anyway, so that's all 33.
To be fair, I did it because there was conflict in the task cord, and
yeah, I know.
Because they didn't want me to.
So that's all 33 tasks that have existed so far. One, thank you everybody for watching. This has actually been really fun. I want to do something like this again soon.
I'm glad I
two,
was able to join you.
Thank you so much for joining, Jello. This would not have been as good as it was without you.
Yeah, I enjoyed being here, even though it's 6 a.m.
I'm going to save this stream because that was too good to talk and not save.
This was fun.
This was fun. So thanks everyone for coming.